Greetings, I'm out of camera view. That's no good. Didn't look at the mic check thing. Should have. Is that better? Is that better? See me now? Yeah, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Fluke. You're watching Asia-Based TV. Took a little hiatus yesterday because we had a success. We had a fun time doing Chris's first discussion panel show along the same format that I run, the same format that Whatever and Fresh and Fit run. And I would say it was a roaring success. He's not doing his live, though, so his video will probably be out in a couple weeks. And it was a lot of fun. I will probably have an executive producer role on that. And, I mean, I technically do as it is, but hopefully I'll get my name in the credits. It'll be the first thing I've ever done for somebody else that'll actually have a credit with my name on it. I've done some indie video work in the past. I've made Swedish music videos. I've been an extra in movies and film, TV stuff for the UK and around the world. And I've done a number of different things, but I've never had a credit before. So I put my foot down and I decided I'm 44 fucking years old. I'm getting my name in there. And it's going to be executive producer because as it should be, when you see the format, you'll see my fingerprint all over it. So yeah, I don't know. And, you know, everything else that goes along with that. But yeah, hello, everybody. Just going to pull up the chat, see what's up here. I don't really have a lot planned for this one. I got banned from... The new name for Voldemort is Gomer Pyle, 1 star. So from now on, we'll say Gomer. Because it just fits better. You know, either that or Porky. But yeah, okay. 1 star says I got banned from Voldemort because of you. And... Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. Darn, eh? Darn. That's no fun, man. It's no fun. I'm debating whether I should move the camera or not, because like I'm kind of like squished off to the side here. I'm gonna move it slightly. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. So you guys can tell that there's a little bit of a new kind of setup going on right now. It's definitely not conducive to my streams, but it is conducive to what we did together. And if you want to see what that looks like, that was Chris's first show. And that's why I'm sitting on a diner-style couch right now in the same spot I normally am. Just we rearranged everything. I would do a wide shot, but you can kind of get the feel. There's 2 diner-style benches in the background of the photo below. And from left to right, we got Chris. We got the director. His name is Prince. Hiding behind him just slightly is Tina. And then we got the girls. And then there's that ugly guy on the far right. So yeah, it was a really good show. I didn't appear on it. You know, it was Chris's first episode, so I didn't want to, you know, jump in there and, you know, smear my limelight-ness-ish stuff all over it. So I thought, let's see if the man can cook. And I think he can, you know, I think he would be better with a co-host. I mean, we're actually going to do a director's cut version of his show on my channel. So we're going to do a react where we go through his whole show. I don't know if we're going to do the raw edit or we're going to have the final product to look at. But I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really hoping that he wants to do that soon. I know that he's got a release schedule that we got to contend with. Plus there's things up in the air where now that I've got this one going, I would like to sit with him for 1 to 3 episodes. So 1 down, 2 to go. Where, you know, I just help him, you know, get his reps in. I probably will be appearing on the next one. We've got some creative ideas about how I'm going to appear. You know, I was just brainstorming because like I don't think Chris wants me to be a regular part of the furniture on his show. I think it's just like a come on once in a while thing. So I was thinking, how can I come on in a creative way where I can be like my unfiltered self and like it's clear I'm just like a cameo or I'm just like a pass it on through kind of character. So we've got an idea. We might test that idea this weekend when we do our next filming on Saturday. And if that is the case, I don't know how it's going to work out. I'll probably have a red face because it involves a little bit of acting, but it'll be funny. And that's really, I think, the key point. You know, so I'm really pumped about Chris's show. I think it's great. And You know, it's just a nice send off for me to be able to help him get that going. And then once he's going, and then I can move on like The Littlest Hobo. I don't know if you guys remember that show. It's about like a German shepherd used to go like town to town. I think it was a Canadian TV show. Fucking awesome show. And it was like Lassie meets the 90s. And instead it was a German shepherd. But yeah, that show actually also partially inspired my blog name, Hobo with a Laptop. But yeah, you know, it was just about a dog that would go on and like, you know, help people work through whatever they're doing. And then he'd move on to the next place. And, you know, I don't even know if I should play the theme song, but the theme song for the show was wonderful. So I don't know if he ever helped a little boy trap down a well. I think that's just Lassie. Let's take a look at the chat again. All right. Gomer is hilarious. Yeah, that caused a rift among vloggers. It did. And I'm going to actually, I'll kind of address that a little bit. They were on a 10-minute rant about it. All I said was doing big business, huh? Yeah, well, that is 1 star. That is a dagger directly in the center of the issue, right? You know, like I'm not going to get into specifics anymore. I did that during my my crash out on Christmas. But yeah, it has caused a rift among the vloggers, and you know, like, I mean, for me personally, it seems I'm coming out on top, you know, and like that's maybe my selfish perspective of it. But I mean, I think everybody that, you know, it's just like it's a screening process, which is also the name of the playlist that I have on my playlists for called The Screening Process, where that's when I actually do my panels and I talk to the girls, much like the one you see on your screen now, like Chris is going to do. But yeah, the screening process, you know, like sometimes it's good to test the mettle of the people that you're going to be working with. You know, like not in a bad way. Like I don't feel like there was any Heather Locklear or Melrose Place kind of drama going on. I just feel that someone did a thing, and it, you know, it was life altering, and they got called out on it. And as a result of that, I'm not the train that left the station. I'm the station, you know, or I'm the track. But like, you follow it down, and you know, there's going to be consequences to that. And I mean, he can wrestle with the wet blanket and talk 10 minutes about it. That's probably more than I have, really. But it's just like, yeah, you know, like, you did bad. Apologize, bro. Gomer, you watching this? Just apologize. I mean, everybody knows. Everybody knows. So like, it's just like, fuck, dude. You know, like take your lumps, bro. I mean, you don't get to like do that and then like not have anything. But as a result, you know, like I've made alliances and friendships with people that like, I mean, I had friends, right? Everybody has friends, but you don't know if they're bullet takers or if they're fair weather. And I discovered that it turned out I had more bullet takers in my circle than I thought. And I thought I was going to crash it all down, because that's something I do. Every time I get into a situation where I make new friends, I always end up shitting the bed somehow initially. And the ones that stay with me after that fact, I mean, I don't know if you know any Dutch people. They're a little salty, like I'm salty. But once you shit the bed one time, and then if those friends tolerate that bed shitting, you got a friend for life. You got a bullet taker in me because you took one for me first. So it's just kind of, it's not how I operate. It's not how I want to operate. It's just how I do operate. I tend to push people when I meet them. You know, like I'll be like super, super great. And then something will happen where I'll just like test them, you know? And I don't know, man, it's like testing the spirits. If you're a Christian or whatever, sometimes you just got to say, hello, who, you know, like where do your loyalties lay, you know? And I got really lucky, and I'm going to move on from there. I'm kind of talking to myself in circles, and now I'm wrestling with a wet blanket, and I don't want to. So I'm going to move on from that. But let's read the chats. It was fun, and I don't regret it. Not mad at anyone. Neither am I. But one last channel I'm subscribed to, Salamat Po. 100% Philo Mike. Yeah, you know, it's just, yeah, moving on is the best thing. And the best revenge sometimes is living well, you know? So shit happens, you know? But yeah, I had all these ideas. What did I write in the title of this one? I wanted to talk about so much stuff, but some of it I think I have to wait until hindsight. Putting in the reps. Yeah, so, okay, so this one's called Putting in the Reps, Repeatable Success. Not everything is content, random stream. So repeatable success would be, you know, my fingerprints and my assistance, my assist in you know, letting Chris run an amazing show. He did such a good job. He did such a good job. Like, when I can't wait to show you what he did, and he did it completely on his own. I mean, I did an assist. He's got all this stuff, but like the way he handled the conversations, I thought it was. I mean, I've always liked his content, right? Like, I'm always kind of been glazing Chris. My last video that's static, like an offline video that I did, was react to his stuff. I've always thought he's very, very good. Where I was concerned about his performance was that could he do it improvised? And I think watching him perform, because I was standing right over here watching the whole thing, I think he can. And I think it's got legs, and I think he's going to be successful. So, hey, man, you know, and I'd like to think that in some small way, you know, I gave him the confidence, that last little boost that he needed to actually go through with it, because it's not easy sitting, like, managing on your own a gaggle of ladies, a gaggle of ladies, and being able to improvise that. Like, so I really look forward to doing that one star. I got you on the brain, buddy. 2026 is so near, and a fresh start for all involved. I agree with you. And anyway, yeah, I just look forward to doing the director's cut kind of thing, where I get to sit down with Chris and we get to hear what he thinks about his performance as well. Maybe there's other ways he would have handled certain answers and responses and stuff, because that's what it is with improvisation. You got to just figure it out. You know, like, I used to be afraid of cameras, and just by doing these streams, I got over my fear finally. I didn't get over my fear of cameras when I was doing all my videos before. It was just doing it live. And then you get to the point where you're like, fuck it. Like, I stopped reviewing my content. Like, I don't watch it after I'm done. After I'm done, I just leave it behind. Like, I don't want to ever watch any of my content again, except like in rare situations. But like, you think I'm going to watch my crash out again? Nope. Don't want to know. So I just hope I have enough of a filter that I don't go too far with anything. But that's probably the only reason why I would ever rewatch something. But I don't know, man. With the amount of friends I made after that, the whole thing, I don't think I need to review it. What the chuck? Cheers. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, Ocean Breeze. All right, so we covered the repeatable success thing. I think I have repeated the whole thing with the YouTubes with somebody else, and I think that he already had way more success before me, and I think he's going to have way more after me, and that's job done. As far as putting in the reps go, yeah, I didn't really have a plan for this stream, and I just wanted to kind of like talk a little bit about the show that we did with Chris. I was looking at videos and stuff like that to kind of react to today, and I just couldn't really find anything that was like that really fits into my bracket, which is exactly why I exist. And yeah, so it's going to be a lighter stream today. I'm probably already like a third of the way through it. But yeah, I guess the next thing I wanted to talk about was not everything being content. You know, like one thing, I even noticed it again this morning. That's kind of why I decided to put it in there. You know, I'm looking, like, I always just go to YouTube the morning of a show, and after setting up my whole thing, because I tear it down every night. So all this you see, I set up quickly this morning. I haven't had a shower in like 24 hours and I'm smelly. But good morning. How's it going, brother? But yeah, it's been a ghost crew over here. Yeah, where is everybody? It's really quiet. Where is everybody? Like, did they go home? Yeah. Okay, because like the dorm is quiet too. It's quiet upstairs. It's quiet everywhere. Everyone's, I guess, New Year's going home. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, I'm still here. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, not everything is content. So I'm looking around for videos and stuff, and it's like, just when I'm seeing personal life things, like, I mean, I am more of a lecherous, debaucherous, nasty little F-boy. And I mean, a lot of the stuff that I do on my off hours when I'm not streaming is definitely not content, unless it's on a different kind of site with a paywall, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, even since the last stream, man, like, so it's just, I know that in my life, I'm not going to use everything for content, but it's just when I see like, oh, I got in an accident and I accidentally drove over a motorcyclist, I'm going to pull out my camera. Like I went over that with, was it Pro Life Traveler had a video like that? He's had multiple accidents on the show. And then it's like, it's him video, a little bit of blood here and there. And then like him paying off the person. And it's just another piece of content. And that's kind of one of the things, like, I mean, even today when I was scrolling through, like someone that we know and love, and I'm not going to mention what happened in it, but just some sort of tragedy happens and they make content from it. I don't know. Like I asked you guys like what you think of that too. The different background. I think I'm still showing the picture. If you look at the screen, you're going to see a photo we did. So, you know, my screening process playlist where I do a discussion panel with a bunch of ladies. That was kind of Chris's goal too. So I helped him get that goal to become a reality, and he took it and he flew with it, and he's amazing. So that's why we have the different setup right now. I am hoping we can tear it down for my stream tomorrow, because I do prefer the desk when I'm doing these solo streams. But we'll see, just because I also have to work on web and stuff like that. And my laptop is in front of me on a smaller like coffee table. And I already have back problems. Like I don't need to be hunched over on a little laptop the whole time, unless I can take up another table in the restaurant, which I don't think is going to be very conducive to their business. So I'm confined to this stage, and how the stage is set up is going to be to be determined. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else in the chat there. Yeah, Gomer is a compliment. Yeah. Wasn't Gomer Pyle in that show? Like wasn't he in like MASH or some shit? Gomer Pyle. What show was that? No, was that that other old guy? What was this? Like, no, it's not Perry. No. What show is that from, guys? Tell me in the chat. I'm not going to look it up because my setup's all weird. But, yeah, it was like an old army show, right? That's why I chose it, the name, because it just fits. But, yeah, man. I mean, you know what? Every YouTuber on their way up, you know, they're going to make alliances, and then it's going to go sour, and then there's going to be a, you know, oh, no. There's going to be some sort of like moment where there's a rift, and then when there's a rift, it becomes like I'm on team whatever, you know, and it just kind of happens. And in the end, I mean, it's good for everybody involved. I mean, some people even generate fake ones. Like I was going to generate a fake one with Frank from Frankenfeld just for shits and giggles. Like I still might actually do it, you know, or I'm just like, yeah, you know, like once I start having guests like call in kind of thing, like I've got a setup for that. I'm actually ready to go with that concept. I'm too much in limbo right now, you know, like it's too, like I have to set up my stuff every morning. I got to do all this stuff. I'm working on these different websites. I'm not sleeping good. I'm living in a dormitory. I got rats stealing my soap. It's just like, I'm not in a good place right now. So I can't really like do these proper shows. Like I'm hoping that the next steps, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, but still not going to go too much into detail. But I'm just hoping that down the line I can do these call-in shows where someone else's face appears on the screen, because I want to keep my current setup with OBS in addition to having people come on. So I'm going to use something called VDO.ninja. It's a free thing where people can just use the browser on their phone and talk to me, and then I can have them come in that way. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I tested it with Chris about a week ago, and it worked good. It took a while to get it to work good, but we got it to work good. And if I can remember those settings that I had to toggle and whatnot, then we'll be able to do it again. But the point was, I was going to say, yeah, you know, in this episode, blah, 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 this is what we're going to talk about. And then towards the end, Frank from Frankenfell is going to come on, you know, and he's going to tell me about Lederhosen, you know, or something like that. And then, you know, at the end of the show, I was going to be like Jimmy Kimmel style with Matt Damon. You know, I was going to be like, oh, sorry, Frank. I know you've been waiting the whole time. We just don't have any more time. I really, you know, and I was just going to do that like in like episodes, like a smattering of episodes here and there. I think he'd be game for it. I think it would be funny. Frank is just one of those guys, like, I don't know, man. Everyone needs a Frank. So, because he's a wild card, you know, and he doesn't give a flying fuck, you know, and he's just a funny guy. He's a hoot. And I've never met him, but I hope to. Damn meat packer plant guy. Who's that about? What are you talking about there, one star? You're going to get me in trouble. Did you mean fudge or meat? I don't know what you're talking about, man. You're talking about Frank? Are you calling Franca? I'm not going to repeat it. All right. But, yeah. Yeah. So, you know, I like to have these little rivalries. I think it's pretty fun. And at the end of the day, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe this whole rant was manufactured. Maybe one day there will be a James and Karen extravaganza on Asia-based TV. Maybe one day we'll all go for a boat ride with Thriving Expat. Maybe. You never know. Men are good at making up and becoming friends again. Maybe the rift was all manufactured to begin with, and it was just a way for me to get super chats. Nobody will know. Oh, I never did the thing. I never did the thing. If anybody wants to leave me a voicemail for a future episode, which I'm going to log in and check that right now, you can go over to speakpipe.com/hobolaptop. And if you want to leave me a super chat using the URL on your screen or the one in the description, the link works when I'm not streaming. It looks like this.
Mela tipped $50.
Let's see, did it actually appear on my stream? Oh, it did, yeah. Sometimes the browser shit doesn't work. This is a browser plugin inside of OBS. But, yeah, and then you can also join the members-only community, and if I'm going to check that today or tomorrow, I'm going to check that to see if I've gotten any members, because I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit until we, like, get things going. But let's check the SpeakPipe. It would be nice to, like, have something in the mailbag. You know, like, yeah, you know what, you guys? 1 star, Ocean Breeze. I want to hear your voice. One of these days, I want to come in. I want to log on to my SpeakPipe, which is right on your screen now, with no messages again. And I want to hear your thoughts on a thing. Because someone's got to break the ice. Actually, Chris is the first one that ever did it, and I responded to his during a live stream when I had a gaggle of ladies around my table at my place in Palawan. So, yeah. So, you know, you guys can pick up the phone. You know, it's not a call-in voice. It's just like it records on the browser, so you can just go there with a browser. And then you just hit record now, and then it'll ask for permission if it can use your microphone, and then you choose yes, and then you record a message, and then you send it, and then there you go. And then I will receive it, catch that shit, and put it on my stream. So that would be fun. All right, let's go back to full camera for now. Oh, see, you can tell I'm like reaching. Chris also has my keyboard dongle because we were using it for his setup yesterday or the other day. And hey, good morning. Yeah, so I'm like reaching right now. Where's my chat? Oh, it's in the window. I just pulled up over here. Oh, yeah, no one's answered me as to what the meat packer plant guy means. Oh, okay. Gomer is one. Okay. Yeah, I get it. He basically worked. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, he did literally. He was really a meat packer. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. My dad used to do that in the 70s. So my dad immigrated to Canada, and he used to work for a company, which I'm not going to name because of what I'm about to say. And he started off because he was an immigrant, and he wasn't proficient with English. Now you couldn't even tell. Like, when he speaks, you can't even tell he has any at all Dutchness. But back then, he was still learning English, and but he was working on a meat, like on a living floor at a meat factory in Burlington, Ontario. So if you know the area, you'll know what company it is. And it was basically everything you'd expect from the 70s. Because, like, I'm assuming that kind of work back then, because it's a little different now. Now it's all Pajeets, and it's all, like, you know, whatever. But back then, and then even then, I bet you it's going on now, too, now, because of that factor. But back then, men were literally packing the meat. Like, taking meat off the unaliving floor, bringing it to the men's room, and then packing the meat, then bringing it back to the unaliving floor, and then repacking the meat, if you know what I mean. So that was the 70s in Burlington, and that's something my dad witnessed. Don't know if it's true. It's just hearsay. Can't use it against me in any, you know, whatever. But yeah, dude, fucking 1970s, man. Hell of a time. So you gotta, and now going back to what we were saying about the original meat packer and that first brought this up. I don't know. But yeah, man, this coffee's getting cold. I gotta drink it faster. So yeah, that's the 70s. That's the 70s. There's a lot of weird stories I have from jobs. Most of them are firsthand. Like I used to do room service at a very, very, very upscale, expensive, ritzy hotel in the Old Port in Montreal. And I served Lucy Liu, Hugh Jackman. I printed Hugh Jackman's email. I'm not doxing him because I'm sure it's changed. But at the time, his email was jacko8@aol.com. And so Hugh Jackman, Lucy Liu, Leonardo DiCaprio. It was when Aviator came out. So I think that was around 2006. And then something happened when I was working there. There was like this medical conference. And there was 2 companies there, and I'm not going to say which one it was because I intentionally don't remember. It was either Nova Farm or Novartis. One makes asthma pumps, one doesn't. So I think it was the one that doesn't. And they had their conference, like both of them had their conference there, and I would have to set up all the meeting rooms in this quaint little hotel and like set up their little pads and their pens and their mints. And, I miss those little mint tins. But yeah, like I'm setting all that up and whatever. And then I would do the teardown at the end. And I remember walking in and seeing the giant foolscap paper, like the big pieces of paper with marker, you just like write on it. They left it there and I kept it and I still have it. It's in Palawan in a folder right now because I never want to forget. And I like people like sometimes my stories are a little nutty and people are like, yeah, it didn't happen. No. So I like to keep it as a receipt. But when I walked in there, it was a conference for the drug companies to interface with the doctors. So the top doctors, the ones that lead practices, they would come in and then they would get, showered with like glazing and gifts and, probably huas too, because it was Montreal, let's be real. And it said on that piece of paper, and I remember it verbatim because I've told this story so many times, in point form, scare people, terrify, use words like silent killer, bring up family history. Then it says, in quotes, need a carrot. So in other words, offer useless advice, like, and then it says clear and concise contract card. But I always think that meant like, not like a contract, but like, like a drug company pamphlet or something. And it said that. And I was just like, wow. So it's all true. All those theories that everybody had about doctors being under the thumb of the drug companies, even in Canada, it's fucking true. I got the receipts. And one of these days, if anybody wants to call me on it, I'll get that box of papers shipped in because it's got all my like important documents and my kids' birth certificates and stuff in it. But I've always carried certain relics from my past and I've been lugging them around the fucking planet. So that was one that I always thought was worthwhile. Even though I can remember what's on it perfectly, I just like to have that receipt. The paper's all yellow now. But yeah, so I got 6 concurrents. Where are you guys from? That's interesting. And again, this is a passport bro. Ask me anything about the Philippines and Asia in general, Southeast Asia. Lived here for 15 years. Been in the Philippines since 2016. Lived in Palawan for a majority of that, but also lived in Cebu, currently in Davao City. Spent some time in Manila. And possibly, to those who know, I may be headed to Masbate next. Don't know. Haven't worked that out yet, but so far looking good. Yeah, I wanted to get to that actually. So next steps, like the littlest hobo, gonna move on, right? Gonna get out there, gonna do some stuff, gonna work with other YouTubers and do my group thing. And I think the next stop might be Masbate. Not gonna say which YouTubers I might collaborate with. But there's going to be more collaborations on the horizon. The only thing that I'm kind of miffed that I'm in Davao City, but I have no ability to do a panel discussion of my own. I kind of feel that in my current situation, the only type of panel discussion that's going to happen is not for me. Like if I wanted to do a panel discussion, I'm not going to get any help with it. None. Except for the location. But I'd have to do casting and I'm in a place where I don't know anybody. And I just think I would have to be on my own. So I just don't feel that this place is conducive to doing my panel discussions. unless it's to help Chris do his, and I think that's fine. I mean, I'm cool with that. So I've had to put my own thing, on the shelf for a little while. But if I go to Masbate too, it's going to be difficult because like they're going to be shyer. Their English is going to be a little less good because they're not, saying it every day in a city, working on the phone, like as a call center person or whatever. And it's just going to be tougher, and it'll be less frequent, and I won't have a studio. I just I can't fucking wait till I can do it because no one's going to do it like me. That's really the thing too, that like when I look around at like what's out there, I look at Brian from whatever. Brian's awesome. He's a cool human being, but he ain't me. I look at Fresh and Fit. They got the whole Ebonics thing going on. They ain't me. Then you got like even Chris, he ain't me. I don't know, man. It's like it's not the format. It's not the studio. It's the content. It's the conversation. And even though I was only doing it on a picnic table in my old place, and I was really, back then, I was still scared of the fucking camera. It was still fucking decent, So, and now I've got even more hooks, and I've thought a lot about it. So, yeah, let's put Masbate on the map. I agree with you. I'll meet you in Masbate. Ah, sweet. Have a house there on a 3-year lease. Fucking A. Start talking to ladies 1 star. Dude, that would be so cool. Seriously. Yeah, start talking to ladies that are very proficient in English, and they have to look a certain way, if you know what I mean. No fatties. They have to be attractive for the show. But start talking to ladies from the age. There really is no cutoff, because like our audience, they run from the gamut of late 20s to 70, really. I think that is my demographic. So, obviously a 70-year-old's, if he's going to come out here, he's not going to partner up with another 70-year-old. So I'd say some fine ladies between the ages of 18 to, and I've had younger than 18 on the show. I don't feel that it's safe to do that with a long view. I don't think I should have people under 18. But yeah, between 18 and like 40, I think 40 would be a good cutoff. So that's a good 22-year spread. And yeah, if you know anybody, like maybe friends, daughters, whatever, like if they're in that age bracket, I don't think there's anything wrong with an 18-year-old coming on the show. I think that's what people want to see. Because we're trying to like we're not just gauging the differences between women from the West and women from the Philippines. I'm also, and I do it subversively, like I don't put it on the label, but I am trying to show the mentality difference between the girls that are 18 that grew up with Instagram versus the girls that don't. And I noticed that at the age, this year, the age is 22. That's the BCAD. That's the waterline mark where social media gave them TikTok brain versus they still cook and clean and they still have feminine, gender role capability. Their microchip's not fully broken. The older they get, the less their microchip is broken. But at like 22 and up, they still understand, cooking and cleaning and taking care of their man. They want a family, very much so. They want kids. They're willing to stop working if the man can provide. And then 22 and below, I don't need no man. I am the table. And they're becoming westernized. And it's literally, that's the watermark. And really, it scares the shit out of me because if that's it from here on in, when I finally decide to find wife number 2, she's going to be ruined because I'm probably going to have a good 22, 24-year age gap when I finally pick that last one, I prefer 22-year-olds, and I get older, but my preference stays the same. Oh, yeah, exactly. 1 star says, I'm not flying 8,000 miles for a chunky monkey. Be flying, and then Ocean Breeze, be flying 8,000 miles in a few weeks. Happy to stay single. The women there are getting worse by the minute. They are, but I got memento brain. I'm not always I know this, one of you is 59, another one is in the 60s. I forget how old you guys are. I'm sorry, man. Until I meet you and I know you face to face, it's going to be harder for me to remember that. I can remember anything from before. When did I have the ischemic stroke? Case in point right there. I can remember anything. February 2019. I can remember anything before that flawlessly. But memories after that, I have to go over them a few times before I really remember them. And it's really hard because like learning a new language, like I do want to learn Visayan. It's not going to be easy with the current state of my head. And I'm seeing it now. Like when me and Chris are talking, we'll talk about something that happened the other day. And I'll be like, what? And like he has to like go over the whole fucking story, and it's frustrating. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, I'm going to be that guy that wakes up and doesn't know where he is. I mean, I already sleepwalk. Like not just like sleepwalk, like go to the bathroom or like sleepwalk, whatever. I sleepwalk, I go to the kitchen, I cook. You know, maybe I'll sit in my son's bed and like hug a teddy bear because I miss him. That was fucked up to watch on my CCTV. Watching me like just wake up. I mean, I even get choked up just thinking about it, waking up in the middle of the night, walking over to his bed, giving the biggest like hug to a teddy bear, and then just sitting there with it for like fucking half an hour, not doing anything, just sitting there with this fucking thing, and then going back to bed. And I have it all on my CCTV. That is fucked up to watch. Good morning. But yeah, so you know, I've got basically memory problems. So if I ever forget certain things, you guys like don't ever take it personally. You know I love you. 49. Oh, okay. Oh, then 1 star. You and I would be more of like I'm 44. Okay. Well, I think you and I are gonna have some fun. So, but how do I know you're Canadian and 38? Write it down, bro. Yeah, I mean, I know you're right. I should. I mean, I'm not 38, but no, I know. I actually have a notepad where I did. Let's see. I'll even tell you what I wrote. Somewhere in my notepad, I started doing it, but I only did it with like. Ocean Breeze / Get Out Live Now. Sean, Shane, or Steve, 59, 3 kids, single, grandkids. So I love you guys. I'm making an effort. And I'm glad I looked at that again. Fuck. So now I got to rate. Let's add to it. I wish I had my wireless keyboard working. 1 star. 49. Masbate. What else should I put? 49, Masbate. You're single, right there, 1 star. And then give me your first name again so I can remember. I got to remember, you know. I got to remember you guys because you guys are basically keeping me afloat. It's not right to not. But it is difficult with text. Like it is. I mean, I know I grew up in this era where chat rooms used to be cool. You know, like you'd go there and you'd meet new people and you're like, wow, and you made a friend for life. I still got some of the friends I met on like chat rooms. Like I never really did snowboarding. I tried it and sucked at it. But Burton Snowboards had a website with a chat on it. Just like it was one of those gimmicks people would have on their website. So people would go to Burton's website and then be in the chat room. And I fell in love with some girl in there. And we spoke like about a year ago. You know, she's married, way overweight, got kids, you know, like not cool anymore. Too many tattoos now. And, but you know, it was just cool to see, you know, like just to make those friendships. Like once you made a friendship like that, you know, back in the day, now it's just all trolling and it's gotten cynical, you know. 49, no kids, never married. Put it in the book. I will actually. You know, because I already have the criteria for smart men, I could just write smart man. And then that would mean no kids, never married. Because smart men don't get married. But at least not in this current climate, right? With the laws the way they are. Bulletin boards back in the early 90s used to be pretty cool. They were, you know, like bulletin boards were even a harder animal. Like I remember the chat rooms and the bulletin boards because you had to keep refreshing the page. They weren't just like dynamic where it would just, you know, you had to keep it like it was like text based. You had to keep refreshing. It was like reading a comment section in real time. But yeah, the JavaScript and the code to like be able to do the chat that we're doing now on the YouTube, it didn't exist, you know. So I'm surprised I've gone, almost an hour without any videos to react to. I'm carrying this whole thing on my own. That's fun. It's nice to know I have that capability. It's not too boring, I hope. Yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'll take another gander at what's going on in the world of YouTubes just to see if there's anything new in the search. And I noticed that, back in the day when I would do a search for the word Philippines, I'd always find like a video by myself, and I don't see that anymore. There's lots of Gomer, though, in the search results. As a channel name, what do you think about Soul Free TV? I like Soul Free TV. Or Free Soul. Or... yeah, Soul Free TV. I think that could work. Just remember, like, I bought, because you can buy .com, you can buy .ph, you can buy .whatever. There's .tv. It's like Tuvalu. I forget what country it's from. .tvs are like $30, and it goes up to like 60 on the second year or something like that. It's like one of the most expensive .whatevers that you can buy, and that's annoying. And I just bought mine like a couple weeks ago. I bought it with one of your super chats, actually. And that's why I was able to rebrand. But yeah, the .tv is more expensive. So just be warned for that. Maybe .com might be better. That's just my 2 cents. But yeah, man, if you did start a channel, that's what I'm in the business of doing, man. Like, I'm not being paid to do what I'm doing here, at all. Like, I got a place to crash every night. The rats are free. I got a place to do my stream, which is cool. But no, I mean, me helping Chris is a labor of love, brotherly love. So, and one of these days I'm going to do a stream where I talk about the differences of why. And I was actually going to do it today. I'm not going to, though, today. I'm just going to kind of give you the Coles notes. I usually don't hang out with guys my own age. Because, I'm just going to be balls out straight up forward with you. I've always hung out with men that are older than me. I always have. And when I hang out with someone of my own age, they're always fucking annoying. There's always machismo. There's always fucking ego. And I'm an alpha, and I don't fucking care. I don't, if you have to say, oh, I'm an alpha, then you're not an alpha. No, but I fucking am. I'm opinionated. I'm principled. I don't fucking compromise. And I'm not a bitch. And usually 99.9% of the time I hang out with someone my own fucking age. They get insecure, they just get fucking annoying. So that's why I don't. Chris, it's been going well with Chris. It's been going well with him. But usually I like to hang out with people that are older than me, because then at least right away, I know where I am in the hierarchy. That's an instant awesome, right? Like when it's someone your own age, you're trying to figure out where you are in the hierarchy. And then there's like challenges for the hierarchy, and like it's all subliminal, but it's there and it's happening, and it's fucking annoying, because you know what? It's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. Like, I know what I am, and I'm not compromising for you, and I'm not going in anything. But then when it's an older guy, it's like, even if they're like more of a beta type older guy, you still like, you respect your elders always. And there's always something to be learned. Whereas if it's a guy that's your own age, you don't know if he's like fucking more like emotionally retarded, or he's like fucking got some glitch or some shit that he's still working out, like at least when someone's older, everything's on the label, their glitches are baked in, the cement is dried. You just say, oh, that's so-and-so. That's how they are. Mine are. My glitches are cemented in. And I just, people who might suggest, oh, you should change this, you should change that. It's like, go fuck yourself. Who the fuck are you to tell another man to change anything? Shut the fuck up. Work on yourself. So, yeah, I don't know. Just the ego of like dealing with people your own age. It's fucking annoying. Usually. I got lucky with Chris. I really did. He's the first friend I've had my own age since I've been in Asia that like I didn't want to throw under a fucking bus. James... I don't know, man. He's I thought he was cool. Fucking same bullshit, man. Always bullshit with this age. If it's someone in your own age group, I'm a lone wolf. I like to be alone. And I know all these little metaphors like alpha and lone wolf and all this other bullshit. It's really stupid to say. But it's just the quickest way to explain it. It's like saying I'm a digital nomad. It's like, yeah, or passport, bruh. You know, it's stupid to use these words. But sometimes it's for brevity, right? So anyway, let's take a look at the chat. Change your shorts. Yeah. You actually, One Star should name his channel Change Your Shorts. When I look at the chat, I never know exactly contextually what you're referring to, like, because I go on these big tirades. Yeah. I think I'll probably talk more about age differences and stuff in the future. I think I pretty much nipped it in the bud today. But when I start collaborating with some more of my elders, you know, I think it'll be a very enriching experience, and I can't wait to kind of talk about that a bit more. You know, I mean, I bring to the table some experience that I have in marketing and all that stuff like that. Just because technology's changed since they were at that, you know, in that same field or in that same, like they had a requirement for that type of thing. But generally speaking, you know, I bring that to the table, but just to hear someone's experience about, you know, how they handled certain life events that happened to them, some life events that might have already happened to me or life events that haven't yet happened to me, having that long view and having someone else explain patiently, because there's no ego, you know, to me, and like helping me, like that's how I navigate my life a lot better, I think, than most guys my own age, at any age, my own age at any age, is because I've always, like, I'm the kid that used to go to the old age home, you know, and like talk to people there, like not all the time, like I wasn't that much of a fucking loser. I just mean like our school would have class trips there and everybody was like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I was like, no, man, it's cool. You get to walk around. Everybody loves you. You know, it was like when I was in primary school, right? Everybody loves you. And you fucking listen to them. And in my school, we also had a story time where somebody would come in from the old age home and they would read a book to a little kid. And that, like, to me, that's awesome. It was a Christian school. And that's awesome. When you're an old person, you know, and you're in your twilight years, you know, and then you get to go to a school and you get partnered up with a little kid, you know, like it's like grandma time or grandpa time, you know, like it was really awesome for me as a kid, but I can imagine how awesome it must have felt for the old person too, for the senior. So the elder, but yeah, no matter their age, take a man down to the ground and all ego goes out the window. And that's pretty much where I'm at now. But I still got my principles, man. You know, there's still an operating procedure. I'll just, you know, where even if I'm down, there's certain things I just won't compromise, and there's certain principles that, like, nope, like I'm not gonna bend. And then there's certain things I do, and like debaucherous, you know, self-loathing and whatnot that I do as well. But no, when it comes down to human nature and working with anybody, I don't care what you see before you today, that I'm a homeless fucking hobo with a laptop. I still am the guy. You know, I'm still the guy that I was when I was successful too. And I hate it how people try to hold that over your head. Yeah, but look at you now. And it's like, well, go fuck yourself, bro. Like, what, are you going to kick? You going to kick what? You think you're high? Fuck no. And I don't know anybody putting in the reps better than I do. Okay, that was arrogant, but it's fucking true, man. Like Tyson says, people be tough until they get smacked. Exactly. And there's too many fucking people who act like the real life is the internet. Like, dude, you think it's funny that I'm missing a tooth? You should see the other guy. Just kidding. But no, it's like too many people fucking walk around and they crop dust. They queef their little opinions on you. And it's like, dude, what have you done? Shut the fuck up. So yeah, like I'll never put up with anybody that like calls me shit now. I know I look like a fucking retard in my current situation, but you can't get a man like me down for real. You know, I'll have my lows for sure, but no, man, I'm still that guy that fucking kicked ass, and I'm going to do it again. And I've done it. I've resurrected 4 times in my life, and I'm going to do it again. But I hope this is the last fucking time because I am getting tired. And yeah. So, but wow. So it's like almost a full hour now. Fuck. Yeah, man, I'm really excited about the future. I don't like turning the stream into a grift stream anymore, so I'm not going to. But I'm sure you guys know what I'm thinking. There's only so much runway you get, right? And yeah. I had a guy that was going to hook me up to the tune of like 30, 40K pesos. And he was supposed to do it about a week ago, and he says now I have to wait till January 10th. So there's that. Let's see. Well, still nothing in the inbox here. No voicemails, guys. Come on, man. You don't have to do it for this one. But in the future, I'm not going to check my voicemail anymore. But in the future, 1 star, you can tell me in a voicemail in the future what, like how are we going to put Masbate on the map? And like, are you friends with Thriving Expat? Like, do you know him? I'm sure if you're in the same area, you'd probably know him. Don't negative self-talk too much. Trust me, once you've hit the bottom, it's up from there. I agree. And what's scary to me is that the older I get, I realize that you don't know what the bottom is like. I'm at a low. Like, I am at the lowest point of my life so far. In my entire life. I've never been missing a front tooth before. I've never lost everything the way that I've lost everything like this before. But it scares me because the floor I'm on now could fall out and there's a whole other bottom down there. There could be a chronic terminal illness down there. There could be an amputation down there. There could be, I was on a stream with Thriving Expat. Like that night I was on his channel, Mike's channel. Somebody came in with a gat and they were looking for that Tor Bagtick guy, that actor guy. There's a fly on my camera. I don't know if it's going to mess it up. That would be kind of funny if it did. Let's see if you can see it. No, but there's a fly on my camera. He's just perched there looking at me. Flies, rats, fuck, man. Oh, even your mom was like, Philo make it spit. Thank you, 1 star. Yeah, I'm renting his captain's cabin in Masbate. Oh, okay. Like 4 lots down, 3 years. Oh, okay. So, sweet. That's cool, man. Let's see here. Let's take a look at your channel again. Okay, you got nothing going on there. You got 52 subs already, though. like. I mean, you could do like 1 star soul. Maybe you keep the 1 star. I don't know, man. I don't know. Thinking for your channel, right? You and I can brainstorm about that. I am good at putting together things. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so I read that already. Yeah, so I'm going to get to know you probably. We still got to iron out a few things because, like, I'm heavy. If I'm going to relocate again, it's got to be a little bit more long-term, and there has to be a plan there. And I have to have some way to make money that I'm not, like, grifting every fucking live stream. Because right now, again, it's just day-to-day at this point. Like, I think I'll have enough for lunch today. Like, it's always a grift. So if I'm going to go somewhere else, I have to have more things set up where I'm not being such a needy bitch. Because that's another problem, too. It's like, if I wasn't in this situation, that would have been my discussion panel the other night. You know what I mean? Like, and no shade at all. I loved working on it. But I mean, obviously there's going to be that selfish intent where I wish I could have done it, but that's not on the cards right now. And that's fine. And I'm just happy to be a part of something, So, yeah, I know it's a Texas reference. But it's still a big part of who you are, The only reason why I renamed mine, like Fila Republic was, I actually stole that from some California Filipinos, Phil Am. They had this like Instagram channel that was really successful, and they had this website, filearepublic.com. So I went to it and I saw that they didn't renew their domain. They didn't renew it. So I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked in the Wayback Machine, and it used to be like a like an online magazine for Filipino Americans. So I thought, well, if they're not going to have it and they're not going to use it, you know, that's real estate. It had link juice, you know, like on Google. Like if you have a website that existed before and it had links going to it, if I was to buy that domain, then I would benefit from what they had done in the past as far as ranking and stuff like that. So I thought, okay, I'll just take that ladder, you know, and I stole it basically. And I just felt like Filo Republic. I mean, I was always going to make it like Filo. It's short for Filipino. It was always going to change anyway, because I do want to make this Asia wide, you know, Southeast Asia. So I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to other places, and I want to do the same thing, the same format. So I went to Asia based, and the reason why it's Asia based is because I'm based in Asia, but I'm also based in Asia. And by that, I mean like based and red pilled, as they say, you know, yo man, that guy's based. Based is like, I mean, I don't know if you could really say it's the opposite of woke, but I mean, I think a lot of people understand it that way. You know, like you're just, it's, I mean, being based is like basically adhering to the counterculture of today. So Asia based, Asia is based. Like that was kind of the thing. Like I was playing on those words. Like it's actually, I don't like when I look at it at a surface level, I don't like Asia based. But when you think about it, it's Asia is based. I am based in Asia. You know, like it's just got its own life. So I don't know if you think about it. Not rich, just comfortable. I have a passive income, so it's no biggie. Mike, what is your monthly budget you need to get you to just be okay and out of debt there? $2K a month US. That's the number I think I had in my proposal to Gomer. I think that's the number I had. That might be a lot to some people, but I got debts I got to pay back, and I want to be able to, because I prepaid support for my kids until February of 2026, and I want to resume that to keep my status going with that whole thing. Plus, I've got court that I want to save up for. But I'm just tired of being broke, and 2K USD. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You know, I know that there's some talk in the works about how we might do a thing, and that thing might involve some kind of like salary for me or something like that. We're still working out those details, but I'm fucking heavy, man. Like that's the problem. That's the problem, you know? And it's just, I don't want to be heavy. I don't want to be, but I can't help it. That's the number. So I understand base from the start, little play on words. Yeah, man. I have minimal budget and will live on $100,000 or $1,000 US or lower. Can go over budget, but want to see that I can live on after getting set up there. Yeah, you totally can. You know, it's just I've got baggage. You know, I've got to support 2 boys. I've got a legal battle heading for custody. I've got to fix my immigration status. I've got to pay a debt that's about, you know, $2K in the US just to like where I was before. I got fucked by the electric company. There's a story there. I'm not retarded. I'm really not retarded, but I think I stewed in my problem too long. I kept thinking things would improve faster than they did. I thought my channel, when I was doing my discussion panels, I thought it just would have been like up, you know, but some of you have said, like, you think I'm kind of in the basement, like I'm being maybe sharrow-booned. I don't even like to say the actual word. Maybe I'm being sharrow-booned by the tubes. So as a result now, like I'm not growing. Like most of the subscribers I've gotten recently were people I met in person. Like my count's been going up. Yeah, that's only because I'm talking about it. So I do think that I'm in the basement right now, and I don't think that my channel is going to grow anytime soon. So if I have to help other people, hopefully my stink doesn't lower their shit. I don't think it would. Because, you know, it's not the Mike show when I work with someone else. It's their show. And I fill the mold into whatever I need to do to be, whatever, for whoever they am. Because, like, you know, I can't just be me all the time, right? Like, you know, if I'm going to work with someone else, then I'm going to cater to what they're doing and cater to their audience in a way that is respectful and the way it should be done, right? It's not acting, but it's like, you know, that's the creator game, man. Single and no kids, 1K USD will work. Yeah, exactly. 1K is totally fine, especially out there, you know. You know, I've got a pension. I've got younger man pensions and requirements, you know, for my life. You know, but I never pay for women. You know, I got smoking and like, you know, I got a couple bad habits, but that's not where the money goes. I mean, shit, you can do that here. You could smoke and drink yourself to death, you know, and still only be making $600 a month, US. So no, it's not the bad habits. It's the blessings in my life that money goes to. The blessing of an electric bill that when I got fucked, my meter was broken for over a year, and they were charging me $12K a month when they should only be charging me $5 or $4.5. And then after I got it fixed, I was expecting like at least a 40 or 30, 35K oopsie credit, and then I only got 900 pesos. And I couldn't argue because it's not in my name, and it's like, what do you do with a utility company, right? So, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I'll be doing lots of stuff, though. I'm really excited about the future. As far as working with my friends and stuff like that, my new friends, the ones that like, now it's going to feel like long lost, you know, buddies. Brothers from other mothers and whatnot. I'm going to get some liquids. I have a second coffee cup ready to go. I hope this water's still hot. I don't think it is very hot. I always get my backups, you know, just in case I do go 2 hours. We're at a solid hour and 4 minutes so far. And that's a bit warmer than the last one. And then while I'm at it, let's have a glass of refreshing cold water too. The Lord Almighty knows I need this. We kind of had a rap thing, you know. Me and Chris went out after he did his show, and we talked about it, and went back and forth, and we talked about the future. I mean, it wasn't like a real ultimatum, but I was kind of giving him one. You know, it's like, are we going to, you know, do a 50-50 project together? Or are we going to keep dancing like we are? And I'll leave that one to linger in the air. You don't know. Still got to figure out. I'm not going to lay all my cards on the table. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. I'm still for sure going to stick in Davao City for a couple more weeks, for sure. Everything else is still on the table. So, but yeah, you know. When you add it all up, everything I've said, that's one good thing I can still do in a conversation. Have a long view. I bring up a bunch of disparate, not desperate, disparate points. And when you look at them on their own, oh, that's interesting. But if you put everything I've said already in this conversation, you'd actually know exactly what's happening in my life. You'd know all the subtext. And you would know exactly where I'm already going to go, what I'm going to do, and why. If you were to match up all the things I said together and make your, you know, like Mel Gibson in Conspiracy Theory, you know, like, or It's Always Sunny, you know, the meme with the guy with like all the string and shit pointing to different things. Yeah, this conversation is actually a fully complete conversation. I'm going to ask that you stay positive and keep your head up, Mike. You beating yourself up, it won't work. I agree with you. It's not easy to be positive after getting fucked over. Just keep doing what you're doing. I know, like, and I really am. I am not suicidal. Jussie Smollett, you know, like, but no, it's good, you know. It's you know, I've eaten shit before. It's okay, you know. I'm still keeping up there. You know, I'm still getting my all my requirements met in life. I'm happy. Yeah, I know. But I do have a self-deprecating humor. So like, because you guys didn't know me before this, I've always been self-deprecating. That's kind of my angle, actually. I know what I am. And sometimes to slip it in, self-deprecation, because some people think, like I know thyself very much. I probably know myself more than most, at least people my own age. And I know, like, whether I'm rich or poor or whatever, good or bad times, whatever, I'm always, I like to think I'm consistently the same guy. And because I can be a bit of a dick sometimes, or a little bit macho, bravado bullshit, I like to throw in the self-deprecation into things to kind of lube it as it goes in, so to speak, because like sometimes, dude, sometimes I suck all the air out of a room, so I just try to lube it. Love thyself first. I love God. I love my kids. I believe that the world is going to become a better place very soon. I believe in the Renaissance that's going to come. But to love myself, that feels like a sin. I can love things I've done, which is probably a good thing, I can love some of my choices and I can hate others. But to love myself, I don't think I've ever done that. I've loved my life. I still do. Very much so. But I prefer to put my love outward. Like I don't hate myself. I'm not saying that. Like, just because there's I don't say I love myself, it doesn't mean the opposite. Which is kind of how girls think. Like if you have two daughters and you tell one daughter, oh, you look very beautiful in the dress, and then the other daughter's going to feel like daddy just said, I'm ugly, like, because if I'm not the beautiful one, then I must be the ugly one. No, I mean, just because I don't love myself, like I think self-love is a sin. So that's my 2 cents on that. Sorry, I got really deep for a second there. But I love you, 1 star, in that #NoHomo kind of way. Your kids will be more accessible when you fix what's bugging you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's just, not having debts and stuff. I've already got a way to take, I don't know if you saw the lovely message exchange that I had. I've got enough evidence to legally remove my problem off the table. I'll just leave it at that. You can always adjust, but you still need to love yourself, and that means you can look at yourself in the mirror. Even when you fuck up, you can continue to work on things to get better. And that I do. That I can do. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that completely. I look in the mirror every day and I tell myself, you know what? Gosh darn it, Mike. You're good enough. You're smart enough. And gosh darn it, people like you. And those that don't can go fuck themselves. I'm kidding. That's I forget the SNL skit that's from. Something Gilbert, or I don't remember. If you can remember that. He had like the funny fucking hair, like a huge bubble butt. It was just a funny fucking skit, man. Let's actually, I want to figure that out. I want to see if I can find that. Let's open a new window and bring it into the thing. And then I'll let you guys see my screen. Let's see here. All right. You're good enough, smart enough. People like you. Oh, come on. Like you. Stuart Smalley. Fuck. Here we go. Here we go. We got it, folks. What is this? This is 48 minutes long. Yeah, you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. What the hell is this, though? I'm going to get hit for copyright music. Oh, that's awesome. Where's the skit, though? I just want to see the, daily affirmation. That's hilarious. He's not real. It's a fictional character, yeah. Daily affirmations from 14 years ago. But there's one where he like looks at the camera and winks.
I deserve good things. I am entitled to my share of happiness. I refuse to beat myself up. I am an attractive person. I am fun to be with.
Daily Affirmation with Stuart Smalley. Stuart Smalley is a caring nurturer, a member of several 12-step programs.
Yeah, with the
but
mirror.
not
He's
a
got the mirror. Okay, I better look at the chat
licensed
too.
I'm going to do a terrific show today, and I'm going to help people because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
That's always what I imagine. That's always what I imagine, man. All right, let's cancel that from playing now, and then I will go back to OBS, and I will go back to full screen, and then I will read the chat because I just saw another little lovely comment in there. Yeah. Seems like me and OB agree. Whenever I hear OB, I always think of OB, you know, the feminine hygiene product. So we should call him Breezy. Me and Breezy, you know. It seems like me and Breezy agree. You're a cool cat. It's that simple. Thank you, brothers. Both of you. Honestly, thank you, guys. You guys have been like my cheerleaders to this whole thing. And then there's like John, and there's like a bunch of other people, Michael. Like, I mean, there's multiple Michaels. Just everybody, you know. Like, I want to figure out if there's a thing in Canva where I can make a video that's just like the credit roll, you know. And I want to put my supporters in there. I think that would be like a smart move to do. One, because I love you guys, but two, I think it would encourage others to want to get their name on the list too. You know, like I know that's silly, but I had some members join the members only community a while back. And since then one has left, and then I raised the price to 20. So I'm assuming the other one that's still there is probably going to leave too. I don't know what it's going to do to him. I don't know if he's going to continue to pay what he was always paying, or if it jacked up to 20 and he's going to be like, what the fuck, bro? And then get all mad at me. But I had to make it 20, man. You know, like, I don't think my content is any better. I think my content's actually probably not as good as most. But it's just, it is what it is. You know, like if I'm going to do private stuff, then that's where I am. Breezy. Love that nickname. Fucking right, man. Easy breezy, beautiful. Cover girl. All right. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to check the members only community. I have to open another browser, which means there's a possibility that my computer might freeze up and the stream will drop. I run a special version of Linux that's made for gaming because it's the only version of Linux that would like allow me to stream as good as it does. But then if I run too many applications, it runs them all self-contained in their own shit. So like it takes up a lot more memory, RAM, as I'm using everything. It's called flat packs, but it's also like everything's quarantined. It's a security thing. So like, okay, I did the CAPTCHA. I hate when you do the CAPTCHA and then you can't hit the login button. Like, what do you want me to do? Rumble? Locals is run by Rumble now. Okay, this is frustrating. This is frustrating. It does the CAPTCHA. Okay, we got that. There you go. Yep, does the CAPTCHA. And then the login button is supposed to become clickable. Now it's taking forever to do the oh, now it failed at the CAPTCHA. Now the login button appears. Okay, there we go. Let's see what's going on here, because I haven't checked in on this in a while. Holy shit. Stuart Smalley was Al Franken. Al Franken's a Democrat now, and he's like, apparently like, I don't know what his government role is. So go to Asia-based TV on locals. I got a post there, but like, how do I... Locals is such a shitty platform. That's one of the things I want to fucking do, guys, and I'm hoping I can once I do this thing. I'm building my own members-only community that I plan to extend to other content creators. This was the deal that I had with Gomer, and it was like... this is an idea that I've had for a long time already, like years before Gomer. And when Gomer came across and he mentioned something like he wanted to do that, I'm like, dude, I already got the plan, got the roadmap, everything. Like it was just like a repurposing an old idea I already had because I've already built it before and I ran it for 3 months during the pandemic. And I thought, okay, cool, this works, but just it's not the right time. So then I took it down again. I had over 100 people in it though. But basically, like, you know how like when you're a streamer or you're anything, blogger, and like any type of content creator, period, like any type, a lot of them will have a members only area, right? And I'm using Locals, and it's great because Locals won't ban you for wrongthink. You know, it was made by Dave Rubin initially, and Jordan Peterson actually, I think, helped. Dave Rubin and Jordan Peterson back when they were used to, you know, do their talks together. And then they sold it to Rumble. Now Rumble owns it. And it's just, it was clearly designed by people that don't understand UI. I mean, fucking Jordan Peterson, love the guy. Dave Rubin, love him, even though he's gay and he adopted a kid, and I don't think that's right. You know, I got my morals on that one. I think that they even went one step further and made it artificially inseminated. So like from birth, that kid was designed to not have a mother, really. You know, and I'm not going to get into that right now though. But you know, lovely people, I'm sure. Some say, you know, but they really didn't design a very good user interface. All it basically is a Facebook feed, and I can do streams on it. What I want to build, okay, so I'm going to get into that. I'm going to get into that because I got to fill time anyway, right? Maybe I love the sound of my own voice. Okay, where's my window? Okay, so there's nothing going on in here that I can tell. So I don't have any new members or anything. But I can't see all the options because I don't know if I'm logged in properly. Like it's convoluted. I gotta like right now I'm in it as like a casual viewer, but I want to go into administration mode. And in order to do that, I don't even remember how I have to jump through that hoop. I'll check the chat in 1 second. So basically what I want to do is have a members only community, which is basically a Facebook clone. I can show you on screen what it'll look like. Because I got the platform. I own it. Normally it's a $300 per year platform. I got a lifetime license when they were starting out, and now it's an awesome platform. And here, I'll let you guys see my screen again. Ding 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 ding. So let's try the demo. I'll just show you what it looks like flat out. Unless they're going to make me fucking do a thing. I have to register. Fuck you. All right, well, let's just look at photos of it. So it looks, it's actually better than Facebook. And it's built on WordPress, believe it or not. Everyone's got profiles. There's groups. It's got a bulletin board system, you know. But it also allows me to incorporate streaming through Zoom and stuff like that. So we could have group, you know, streams. And it also includes a educational portal where you can take like, where it has the table of contents on the left side and you can like click through and go see each video, hit next, you can take notes. And then at the end, you can do a final exam and all that stuff like that. And I think if we're going to have a members only community with YouTubers and some of those YouTubers are into say homesteading or solar or whatever for the members only community, they could make, you know, a course how to do solar. Like like Michael could explain the difference between, whatever in parallel. I forget. I looked at solar. You know, like solar's not an easy thing to wrap your head around. Electricity is not an easy thing to wrap your head around. So I'm sure he could do it in a very intuitive way. And then when I pull in my members, you know, so I tell everyone, okay, go to asiabase.tv/members. It'll lead to a page where people sign up for that members only community through my link. And then 1 star, if you had a channel, it would be go through your link. And every creator that works with it, we will have our own groups inside of this giant platform that only our members can see. But we will also have other groups where all members from all creators can see. And then we'll have an educational area and we'll decide, okay, I only want, like if it's Michael Lee White and he has paying subscribers, like paying members in the members only, and he wants to decide, you know what, I only want my course available to my people. I believe he can do that. There's a lot of logic that I have to bake in. Now, here's the deal. Whatever we make the fee to sign up, initially, like right now, if you use the community features of YouTube, like if you're monetized and you use the community features, I'll get to the chat in a second. You're going to have 30% taken by YouTube, right? And they have this huge platform. They have the fucking server farms. They have all that shit. We're going to be paying $60 to $100 for hosting just to host this software. And then we're supposed to be paying $300 a year to have it too. And then there's another $200 a year for the learning portal. So there's fees associated with it. So what we would do is we would set a price as a coalition. How much do we think our members should pay? I think $12 a month would be fine. And then a percentage of that will go back into the platform itself. So it'll cover the hosting, it'll cover that stuff. And then the rest, because whoever signs up through your link, we will have them all tagged with your name. And then every month or every quarter, whatever makes more sense, we will make payouts to everybody that, so like if let's say you're getting $700 or $7 per user per month, and you have 100 people, you're going to get $700 per month, and then you would get a paycheck for that. Like we're like no fucking around. Like that's kind of why I like what happened with Gomer Pyle, because it allowed us to see who our real friends are, and I'm glad we had that litmus test, because now I know who I can trust, and I know. Like I would probably put a lot of this in, like not in my own name either, because I trust the people I'm working with. Finally, I trust the people I'd be working with. Let's take a look at the chat. But anyway, yeah, the whole point is to like, so we would have groups and live streams, and we'd all be able to do our own thing. And it's more like it does more things. It's more conducive than just a simple feed like on Locals or whatever. And if you go to buddyboss.com, you can take a look. It's still on my screen, I believe. So, okay, I don't want those cookies. Why am I cookies? Oh, my browser's being stupid. Come on, scroll down. I can't even click. Okay, what is it doing? Why? Opera has become the worst browser of all the browsers. Okay, I don't know why I can't scroll. Like, fuck you, man. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's go back to the full camera. Take a look at the chat. But anyway, the whole point is to bring everybody together, so that way. And then the key benefit for the creators as well is that it'll allow, like, I mean, not all the groups will be available to everybody, right? Like, so if you have your own group of people, like I have a dating podcast. You know, there might be somebody in my audience that's like, hey, man, you know, is there like a DeVow, like, swingers group? And then I'll be like, no, want me to create one? Yeah, bro. Well, okay, I'll create that for you because you're a paying subscriber. But I don't think that people in Masbate who are in their 60s really would think it's very moral to see and this is just a hypothetical, right? A DeVow City swingers group, you know, like I'm just trying to make it as dirty as I can to really drive the point home. And no, it doesn't exist. And I don't think that's even going to be a group. I'm not saying it's going to be a group. Might be a group now that I brought it up. Kidding. But no, just the point is that there's going to be some content that like you're just going to want to keep self-contained, and you're not going to want to share that with the other creators' fans too, because they might be like, ooh, what did I sign up for? But then on the flip side, you know, there will be some areas like a foyer. Like I've actually got this all pre-made. I've already made this before, right? And I had a foyer where like everyone automatically becomes a member of the foyer when they sign up. You know, it's kind of like the hotel lobby in the John Wick movies, you know? You know, you get to see the who's who walk in and go to their room, but you can only go to their room unless you're a member of theirs. So that's the point of it. So there's overlap. And then that means that my fans can become your fans and your fans can become my fans. And we would probably all, like, one tide raises all ships, right? That's the end of the pitch. Okay, let's get back onto this. Still thinking about Girthy Brown. Girthy Browns, bro. I actually wrote an email to the Girthy Browns person making that joke. So through osmosis, you have managed to indirectly affect my relationship with my ex-wife. Because that's just one of the perks of being an OG fan, bruh. All right. Peterson rocks. Solar is super easy. You're thinking a paywall is the answer. Yes. Yes and no. I mean, you got to look at it this way. Like, there are going to be those that are like casual viewers. And for the casual viewers, the YouTube channel's enough, you know? Then you're going to have casual viewers that might at least want to get your newsletter for free. You know, like you might have like a weekly newsletter or a monthly newsletter or a quarterly newsletter or something. You want to collect emails from people because YouTube gatekeeps the relationship with your own audience, right? Like if you got your account banned tomorrow, and that is where I'm going with this. I've already had one channel deleted, remember? So you need a way to access your people, your subscribers outside of the platform. So you got your casual viewers, then you've got a subset of them that would be casual viewers plus free newsletter. Then you're going to have people that are more like, no, I am coming to the Philippines in the next 9 months. And I do want to talk to a bunch of people one-on-one that are there. You know, having those conversations is time, and time is money. Like if you want to have a quality relationship with people, they have to join the members only community. Now, right now, mine's ridiculously priced at $20 a month. But that money isn't just because like if I was to sell merch, I would mark it up to like $50 for a sweatshirt. And it's not because I'm greedy. It's because the people that are doing that and they are paying that for that product or for whatever, they know that they're supporting you. They know that it's not just, oh, I'm going to, like if they want to buy a sweatshirt, they'll go to Walmart if they're price conscious. The people choose to join the members only community for one of two reasons or both. They just want to support you. They just want to help you pay for the next island hopping tour so you can make great content on an island hopping tour. Like they're just genuine supporters. They are your investors. And then there's other people that are like actually they're constructing their plan to come here and they need quality relationships. And you can't have quality relationships if it's a fire hose of people. It's a qualifier. A members only area with a paywall is a qualifier. And it's like when the guys do their streams, like I'm reading all my chats now, you know, because I only have like what, 3-4 people on a regular basis that are always here. But if you get to be even at the point where like Thriving Expat Michael E. White is, it's like if like, or Ray or James and Karen or any of these other YouTubers, if they're just reading the chat the entire fucking time, you're not going to have a cohesive stream. It's always just going to be like, I'm hanging out with my pals. You want to make content, and then, you know, even if someone just super chats $1, it allows you to be like, okay, this person's like, they went through the qualifier, you know? So now, because if you're reading 100 chats, you know, you like every 30 seconds, you're going to get whiplash. And is that really fun? Is that really fun? Like, is that really respecting your audience? I don't think so. I think it respects your audience when people can bubble to the top and it's not like a classist thing to do. That's how it is. It's not even like I didn't make it up. That's how it is. And I think that the older generation might not think that because they still view YouTube as a hobby. But for a lot of people, I mean, it's more than that. It's their livelihood. So it's like, it's different things. And it's like, yeah, you know, like you can find a bunch of information on the internet or you could just buy a course. You know, like it kind of falls into that category. Some people will find value in it and they like that, but yeah, like they like VIP. They like being VIP, and some people don't, and that's fine. You know, yeah, you can find it. You know, like one thing I always told people about like because like I wrote a guide and I give it away for free now. I'm actually going to repurpose it into a new book. But I wrote a guide on how to become a digital nomad. You know, from Cubicle to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and step by step. Very thorough, and discussed all the ether, you know, like all the thoughts in the ether that go along with that, like how to purge all of your belongings. You know, do you put them in storage? I recommend no. I mean, unless there's family heirlooms and stuff. But if you want a one-way ticket and you want to just not have that in your head all the time, like distracting you, just purge everything. And here's the order of operations. You know, like obviously you're going to want to do your bed last. You know. But it was just like the order of operations psychologically and literally on how to become a nomad and be mentally prepared for it and have an income. And then, you know, once you get off the plane, what to do before you get on the plane, what to do at 1 year, 6 months, 3 months. And then, you know, so like I had like literally like order of operations and chronological order. Now, some people can go and they can look all over the internet and they'll get a piece here and they'll get a piece there. and they'll think, oh, I found everything I need. What you need is one instructor, one person, a table of contents to explain. So, because you don't know what you're missing when you're designing your own shit, right? Like if you're going to do so doing the research is more time consuming on your end. You could just pay somebody to fucking walk you through start to finish. It just makes more sense. The punch clock is singing. All right, let's see. It seems to be pretty basic. Yeah, it is. And is it fun for the host? Nope, it's the random cat that comes by. I'm sure I'm a dummy, but whatever. Is it fun for the host? No. What do you mean by that one, Star? Well, now you're talking value. Yeah. It's like, it's just, like you gotta, just some people you gotta qualify. I mean, a few of you have already given the pound of flesh. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I know I'm among the right people, you know? And you really there's other things that come to it too. Like every single time I go on a live stream, I'm putting myself at some kind of risk, whether it's reputational. I mean, it takes a lot to like open up to the world, and the internet is forever. Even that has a cost, you know, like it's doing what I'm doing is a little different than like, making a blog. When I was a blogger, it was different, right? Because I could be rehearsed, I could think, and I could present myself. It's kind of why I don't chat with girls I meet online, because you can present yourself in a premeditated, crafted, carefully articulated person. When you're doing video, it's completely raw, and if I'm spending, hours every day, usually, I took a break yesterday just because the setup, I had to set it up again, and we ended up having a wrap thing and it went late. And then, I did what I do best afterwards. And so I took yesterday off. I mean, I walked 2 hours to get home. It was like what's that movie with Zach Galifianakis and like that crazy wacky adventure. It kind of ended like one of those, and I ended up walking like 2 hours to get home at 5 p.m. yesterday. So that's why I didn't stream at 10:30 in the morning. I was probably into some extracurricular activities at that point at 10:30 when I should have been streaming. I think I was, doing lines off, hookers. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But am I? You'll never know, bro. Members only community, man. Just kidding. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, but yeah, I just think that there is a cost to doing this every day, and then the prep that goes with it. And then like the private discussions I have, like a number of you guys have me on Telegram or Instagram chat or, I was going to say too, why doesn't everybody go to Facebook right now? Because like before I stream, or if I'm not going to stream, a lot of the time I'll like post it on there so you guys know like what's up. And it's not grown at all since I rebranded, and since I got 25 people on there. I'm not doing this for the social credit at all. Ooh, wrong browser. I'm not doing it for the social credit. I'm doing it as a way to keep a dialogue open with you guys. I hate Facebook. I actually had my account, Mike Fluke, I had that deleted and banned because I said a naughty word on Facebook. And so I don't actually use Facebook other than my pages, because I don't use my real name on the internet. Because Facebook has a real name policy. I'm not using that real name. I'm not going to bleed that into my shit. I don't need my family having access to crazy hoes that I'm going to cast for my show or whatever. I just don't need that bleed. But if you take a look at your screen now, you'll see my Facebook page. That's what it looks like. It's just Asia-based TV. If you go to facebook.com/Asia-based.tv, then you'll be able to get to it. I just like, if you want to keep in touch in some format, that's probably the best way to go about it. So that's my 2 cents on that. But yeah, we are nearing the end. I think I could use a cigarette, produce some more of that lovely lung butter, and hopefully tomorrow I'll have a proper setup, because I made websiteness. I made a Devout Drift, and it's a news site, news and culture. And I haven't updated it since I created it. So that's kind of stupid, right? I want to do daily updates on that. But again, I need a proper room. I need a proper room with my desk in my room, like a command center. Right now, I got shit on 3 floors of this building, and it's just, I'm spread out all over the place. So once I get that, maybe in a few weeks, but I'd say maybe 10% would pay for something that's free. I know you disagree. Well, no, I mean, what's free? What's on the YouTube channel? And it's actually lower than 10%. Usually 10 would be glorious. I think actually I do disagree in the sense that it would be a much lower number. I mean, a conversion rate of 3% is awesome. 5% would be like over the moon. What are you saying? I set up Open Communication Podcast to be able to do open podcasts down the line about everything. OCP, baby. OCP, isn't that OCP? Isn't that like the guys behind like RoboCop? That like, I think that was OCP. And I know you ain't talking about ICP. You're not talking about the Juggaloos or whatever they're called, Juggalos. Did you know that there's a disproportionately amount of people that unalive other people that are fans of ICP, Juggalos? The Juggalos. For some reason, the following of that band, I never got into it. I'm not into that shit, you know. Fred Durst was as far as I could go into that type of genre. And even he was a little bit much, but in hindsight, I think Fred is still cool. But he was like pushing it because it's cartoonish. But the Juggalos from my ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, for some reason, the fans of that band have unalived a whole bunch of people. I don't even know why. You know, like I never got into that whole thing. Or like Linkin Park, like, shut up when I'm talking to you. And then repeatedly screaming shut up as the chorus of a song. Seems kind of tantrumy. Seems like kind of beta behavior. You know, I don't know, man. I never got into that shit. But definitely loved, you know, Massive Attack, Tricky. You know, from a Canadian music perspective, I liked Tragically Hip, you know, Watchmen. Anyway, one day I'll talk about music. But I'm being nice. Yeah. It's just, okay, yeah, so going back to your point, you know, and what they're getting is not just what's free, you know, but some people will just drop that money. Like the people that joined my members only community, I had like 80 subscribers and 2 of them were paying $7 a month. That's a really good conversion rate, you know? But then there will be those that want something in return, and some people just like that VIP access, you know? Like when I grow, I'm going to get to a point where I will not be able to respond to everybody in the chat. And it's not because I'm a greedy dick, you know, it just means that like, and this is something I've been trying to like tell everybody, like everybody that I'm talking to in the YouTube world, Thriving Expat, Castaway Drift, all these guys, I'm like, you have to allow yourself to be monetized without thinking you're being greedy or a grifter, because it is a business and you have to treat it like that from day one, even if it's a hobby. You know, like you're putting all this time into something, and there will be those, you know, that want more access to you and they want to be able to have your phone number, for instance. You know, like there are some of us, I mean, where I'm at right now, you know, I mean, shit, you know, any one of you guys, if you wanted to get my phone number, you got it, no problem. You don't even have to be a paying member. You know what I mean? It's not like that. But once you get to a certain audience size, and that audience size can even be 50 people who are in the chat on every stream. Once you get to 25 people chatting, it's already whiplash on, you know, like you can't address everybody. You have to skip over some. And then will they feel butthurt? You know, it's like I think if a couple of you guys have kind of mentioned that, like you got snubbed, and it's like sometimes people just don't want to snub you. They just got a billion chats and they lost their spot in the thing. And then, you know, how do people feel afterwards? So if you're just responding to people that drop $1 or $5 or whatever to leave a message, then you know for sure you're going to get read, probably 99%, unless you grow even to the point where, like, I watch Timcast. I mean, do you think he can acknowledge every super chat he gets? No way. But yeah, so memberships. Anyway, memberships are good. I push a bullhole channel, but it's TNA. Host is funny AF, and the girl gets like $500 alive, no paywall. You see what I mean? Yeah. See, now that's another thing. Like, and that's a point too about Chris doing his panels and me doing mine, is that because I'm going to be doing streaming, I'm going to have the capability for super chats, but because he's doing his pre-recorded, because like not everybody's good at improvisation. You know, some people want to have a script, they want to have editing, they want to be able to do all that. They're not For whatever reason, they don't want to do a thing that's going to be live. But when you don't do it live, then you lose the ability. I mean, $500, whoop-de frickin' do, you know? I'm kidding. But the guys that do whatever podcast in Fresh and Fit, I mean, even when they only had like 1,000 subs, they were still making a few grand US every stream. Now it's like I actually made a slide deck. I made a slide deck, and based on the information I have access to, and I'm going to show you the potential for a stream that I would do. I mean, my female discussion panel streams. I will show you what my American counterparts earn based on the information that I have. This browser is heavier, so it's going to possibly freeze up my shit. I'm going to go over a little slide deck I made so you can see potentials. Let's full screen this. How do I do that? Presenter view. Well, that didn't. Oh, okay, that's presenter view. Well, I don't need that. What are you doing there, bud? Okay, anyway, I'll just show you as is. But yeah, so like the whole idea is like, why are men leaving the West behind? The Western dating market is fraught with challenges that are less common in the Philippines or Southeast Asia in general. A survey conducted in America by Bumble, a popular dating app, concluded that 44% of men avoid approaching women altogether for the fear of looking creepy and getting put on blast on social media. 90% of women filter out men under 6 feet tall on dating apps. And interest declines with shorter heights, with only 15% of women willing to date men who are 5'8" or shorter. 63% of men under 30 reported being single, whereas only 34% of women reported the same. It appears women are dating the older men. Dating older men or sharing the top tier men, which they are, because I am one of them and I know what that's like. Sharing top tier men, while average young men are left behind. Did you know the average man stays a virgin now into his mid-20s? Is that fucking normal? So now, what kind of guy is going to watch my podcast? It's going to be somebody who wants to become a passport bro. It's going to be somebody who's a little younger probably than I am. You guys are my friends, you know, but you're not necessarily my audience. And just marriage in America, you know, like if you're looking on your screen, you can see my picture here, the IG baddie, you know, she's got Cheetos, she's got a car beeper, she's got Plan B, an eviction notice, an air mattress, and, like there's a Cash App there. And then the sticker says accountability not included, you know, and she looks like she's trying to look like a Kardashian. She's got a BBL. Then you've got, you know, the Filipina trad wife, a Bible, a phone, a stove, pan and a basket, and a baby that's part white. You know, like if you're looking on your screen, you can see this. You know, then you've got one of my ex-girlfriends here on this one, just to kind of demonstrate how Filipina, how lovely and feminine they are. I met her when she was 22. We were together for like 9 months. She was actually in the Lost Tapes, the Fila Republic Lost Tapes. So now let's look at our peers by the numbers, and then I'm going to wrap it up, even though there's more to this slide deck. Whatever podcast makes about $140,000 per month US. Fresh and Fit, a fraction of the subscriber base, and they make more at $228,000 per month US, based on the information I had. Because obviously they didn't tell me that, right? I had to figure it out. There's websites where you can estimate it based on Social Blade, and based on what I've seen, like they have regular super chats that are $500. You know, like whatever cashes in on that, because they have the champagne. If somebody super chats $500, then they crack a bottle of champagne on the stream for all the girls to have some champagne. And then whoever does it feels like a baller. Now, when you've got, and I'll get to the chat in a second, when you've got an entire, like it's not even a subset. When most men in the West are abandoning the West because the dating has turned to shit. They're looking for an out. Every single passport bro, digital nomad, every fucking manosphere red pill podcast, every single one are a funnel for me. Because they're all going to say, go to the Philippines, find a conservative traditional wife who respects traditional gender roles. Those people are willing to throw down a few shekels to get a one-on-one relationship with a guy like me. I'm in a different bracket than Thriving Expat. I'm in a different bracket than Castaway Drift. I don't actually like doing streams in this format. I always want to be having a discussion panel with a bunch of ladies. So that's why my format is more lucrative, because this is not just a casual viewers thing. This is somebody where their life imperative, their legacy, their fleshy human making baby legacy hangs in the balance of what I show them. So when you look at it that way, it makes sense to have a members only community, at least for me. Now for Mike and the other guys, it's going to be retirees that just they want to network and they want to head up to there because their twilight year happiness, relies on what is presented to them on those channels. And there could be a million channels. Like I always tell people, there's plenty of room, in the ocean for all of us to exist and coexist and work together and team up and not have to be competitive with each other. There's room because I can give you the same statistics and the same information that Mike can or anyone else can, but it matters on who you want to hear it from, their angle, their personality, all that stuff. So, and people like to be distinguished, like they like to be the VIP. It's like we all grew up with like, this show, Reading Rainbow, was brought to you by viewers like you. Well, that's me. All right, let's take a look at the chat. Bum, bum, bum. Sure, memberships are available. 60K subs. She reads every line. That's her prerogative. Nobody is greedy. Don't let people call you e-beggar or anything else. Most of these fucking YouTubers are on government incomes. And I agree with you completely. I've got no safety net where I am, so I got no problem. But I mean, I've mentioned this before. It was the only time in my crash out when I was like, but I just don't want people to think I'm a grifter. And I did that, like the chin, and I was like, that's the only thing that would make me upset, is if people thought I was a grifter. I will tell you though, I'm at a runway where I'm at right now, even. But I just gotta fucking drop it. Okay, and then yeah, either social security disability and or military disability, they have no room to say jack shit. I agree. I mean, fuck, it's your tax dollars, right? Even if you're an American living in the Philippines, your tax dollars are paying for these fucking guys to call some other guy a grifter. Fuck them. It makes money because of girls, not men. Exactly. That's why you want a panel of girls. You're fucking right. Do you know how fucking hard it is to make money as a man on the internet at all? At all. Men have to provide substance on some level if they're going to make any money. Like my blog was so successful, only 900 views per day, still made 20,000 US per month because I provided a lot of value and I didn't put my face all over it. Fuck them. Get that money. Time online is spent and needs to be paid for. Thank you very much. So you guys get it, man. But yeah, the panel of girls, I'm not good at what I do solo. Like who wants to listen to me fucking Toothy McGee over here talk for 2 hours? And it's been almost 2 hours now. Who wants to listen to me fucking ramble on all sorts of bullshit? No one's going to watch that. Who gives a fuck? If I had a stream of like a panel of ladies, man, I'd have at least 100 people, at least actively in the chat. And then I got to hire somebody to check the chat. You see, that's another thing. Do you realize all of the costs that go into this? Like if I build a members only community, hosting for something that is like, it's $100 a month to run that kind of software. And then I got to pay a mod. Then I got to pay a video editor. Then I got to do all this other shit. Then I got to get all my material together for another show. Even a simple operation when I was doing a blog, I still had a team of 7. So like there are things you have to do even to be an entry-level content creator. Like there's just costs there. And anybody that calls you a grifter, fuck yourself. Like fuck you. So yeah, anyway, sorry to be vulgar. I'm getting to the end of my line on this one. My brain is mush. But yeah, I'll stick around a bit longer. I wish I had something to watch today. Normally I don't have to carry the whole show on my own back, right? I'm surprised I lasted as long as I did on this one, to be honest with you, considering I came in here today with no plan. People are just jelly. Yeah. You don't know the half of it, man. you really don't even know the half of it. I would say that, you know, I really found out who my friends were after this whole thing. And I think that the original Gomer Pyle, nobody wants to play second string to somebody that, you know, I guess we'll just leave it there. I don't know. Answer one. How many does Rogan have on his staff? No, it's not one. The answer is not one. I love you, 1 star, but you're dead wrong. He has a publicist. He has a agent. He has a person that gets the talent to come on the show. That's probably multiple people. I mean, Tim Cast has been on, like, I think once or twice, and he says he gets a call from someone. Crowder, Louder with Crowder. He's got a team under that you don't see behind the or in front of the camera. It was titles. Who cares what she wants? Rogan is completely financed and backed. Yeah, I mean, he's got $1 million deal with Spotify. But no, it's like, and he's got Jamie, right? He's always got Jamie doing all the research for him on the show. But no, like there's more to it. So, and trust me, man, like another thing too, I didn't even get into the casting of the girls to come on my show. I have always, like, since I did this thing, I mean, this soundboard, these microphones are 3,000 something pesos each, just the microphone. And then I was stupid. I didn't think they came with cables. So I bought extra. So I have double the cables I need. The soundboard was not that expensive. It was about a few $100. This arm, I mean, like, that's $40. Between the mics and the soundboard and everything else that I got for this alone, I probably spent about $1,000 just for that. But the casting the girls, I paid every single girl that came on my show 1,000 pesos. I did about 20 shows in total. Yeah, I did about 20 shows in total, but there's the lost tapes. And some of them I didn't record because I was practicing and I didn't have all this yet. But I paid the girls. Then I'm going to need a casting person. You know, then I'm going to need somebody to do my research if I'm ever going to talk about something before I do it. You know, like, I mean, I can only do so much with myself. Like, there's just going to be, I can't do everything. So yeah, man, like, there's a cost. Like, the only reason why I'm not doing panels is because if my audience willed it, it would happen. You know, like, that's the reality of it. So, I mean, fuck, I was spending over $100 per episode. If you look at the screening process playlist, there's only 4 there, I think, because the lost tapes. I got another, 16, or I actually think it's another 17. My channel was deleted, didn't have backups, and I didn't record them all either. So, but yeah, 20 episodes, and I paid anywhere between $50 and $100 minimum per episode. Plus, I mean, I had a big battery because we had a lot of blackouts in Palawan, so, like, I had to have a battery. Power went out on a couple of my shows. Nobody knew. We didn't even know until we got out of the studio the power was out. Yeah, man, it's money. It's money. Like, this gear is money. Everything's money. So that's why people do what they do, and why they, like, it's easier to start a blog. Like, if you want to say that much, yeah, okay, you could buy a host for $250 a year, and then it's just time. You're just spending time crafting it and making the website look the way you want it to look, and then the content you're writing. Some people will pay other writers to write the shit, which, me personally, hell of a writer before my stroke. And in 2 years, I built Hobo with a Laptop what it was. And that was it. About 4 hours a week, and then it coasted for another 6 years, pulling in all that cash. It was just an asset that matured over time, and I was able to let it go. When you're doing YouTube, what have you done for me lately? That's how it goes. Like, if I don't do this, like, if I don't put in the reps every day, like a lot of YouTubers, it becomes a wheel. Because the way the algorithm is set up, that if you're not producing content at least every other day or whatever, you're going to fall off if you're getting any, like, notoriety. So it's a rat race on YouTube. And you have to produce more content. Blogging is easier, in my opinion. But it's just a lot more work, and it's a lot more expensive to do YouTube when you compare it against a blog. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, you know, and why it is what it is. But like I said, if my audience was large enough, you know, and they wanted to will those discussion panels into being, you know, it's like siphoning gas. First, I have to get a mouthful of gas, right, and then spit it out before it starts flowing on its own. I thought I did that, but I honestly thought I'd be successful a lot faster. But this genre of content tends to get kind of sharu-booned. So financed by riding solo with one cat. Look at Tom Segura, like 15 employees, exactly. And you know, I got to tell you, do you know who the first podcaster was? And I've always wanted to do an episode on this, but it's going to be a standalone, not live stream. Do you want to who started this whole thing? Tom Green. Tom fucking Green. And on his show in Toronto, he had Joe Rogan come on, and Joe Rogan was in awe. I have the video saved. I'm going to save it for a video. He's like, so you can just do this without a producer and without sponsors and without telling you to do anything, and you can have a phone and people can call into the show, and like you could literally see Joe have his mind blown on the Tom Green show, right? Do you know who was behind the camera that day? My buddies James and Sean. One day when Tom was going through his shit with Drew Barrymore, and that was years before the Drew Barrymore shit, I got invited out on my birthday. Tom was in town, and he wanted to go to Hess Village in Hamilton and hang out with Tom Green, and Tom rented a school bus. And it was me, James, and Sean, and fucking Tom Green. And I thought Tom Green was a fucking retard. I hate, my bum is on the couch. My bum is on, like, he had this like stupid way about making content back then. But when I met him, dude was the coolest fucking guy I've ever met in my fucking life. He was nice, articulate, super kind, truly, truly a kind man. He said things like they were. And like my buddy James, he got drunk like he always did, and he made an ass out of himself. And like, you know, me and fucking Tom Green had sidebar conversations making fun of my own friend, which was awesome. And he took me around on his school bus on my fucking birthday, and I got to really know the guy. So like, I got to know the OG. It wasn't just like a little thing. It was like a whole night, and we were out pretty late. And I don't know, man. Like I've always been ships in the night with like people that are really important, you know, people that are, but when the fuck does my ship come in, right? Anyway, let's go back to the chat. Yeah, Tom Green. So I fucking know Tom Green. I mean, I'm sure if I don't think he'd really remember, but if I told him, dude, school bus, he did like a rap track at one university bar, because we went bar hopping, and he did a rap track, and he was like going off talking about Drew. And like, if I just said, remember the Drew thing, and you went in your school bus and you did a bar hopping in Hess Village, and he'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, you remember me? And he'd be like, he probably would remember me. No need for a 3-story building of employees. I agree. Theo Vaughn, exactly, man. Tom Green, that's where it started. Yep, he is. Great info. Okay. Nice to meet you, Daily Dose of Drix. Where are you at, brother? I don't think I've seen you in here before, have I? Memento Brain. Fashionably late, because I'll be heading out very shortly, but I hope I got your subscription, man. I'm going to check you out now. What's your story there, Daily Dose of Drix? Where are you from? What you saying? I subscribe to you right now, Mr. Drix Malone. You got my sub. Welcome to the fold. Welcome to have you. You should check out my other videos on my homepage too, man. I think you might like them. Yeah, where are you from? Are you going to be coming down to Southeast Asia? Are you going to do the passport bro thing? What's your story, man? Nice to meet you. But Yeah, so I don't know. Like that's kind of where I've been. I mean, I've brushed. You know, like I remember when I was younger too, like around that same era, working. It was working in a studio like I am now. This is the third time I've done it. One studio in Hamilton, one studio in Montreal, and now this one. And you know, I remember, you know, I was the dry ice operator for a Swedish pop video by this singer called Tanya Anderson. I don't know if she ever blew up in Sweden, but you know, I was supposed to be this guy. But like, then we had one scene where I was holding holding something next to her, but out of view of the camera. And she just kept, like, her eyes kept lighting up and she kept laughing. And they're like, fucking cut. And they were getting so mad at her. It's because I kept making her fucking smile and laugh and shit. And she said this would, and there was a man standing in front of her wearing a full army uniform. Because it was about, like, it was about wartime and the cost of war, like, and like, that the children are the true victims, and, you know, and that, like, and it was a very interesting, very beautiful, touching music video when it came out. But she's like, no, I don't want this guy being the military guy. And she's like, put Mike in. So just by making her laugh and smile, we ended up like something for the members only community. I can't tell you that story. But yeah, like we ended up becoming fast friends. I guess I could say that part. That's safe for YouTube. And she was like, she put me in the video. And then I ended up having a starring role in her music video. And like, it's memories that I'll never forget, right? Like just going from a dry ice machine operator to being cast in a music video. Like, dude, that's the kind of personality I have, and that's the kind of energy and the connection to whatever is in the ether of the universe. I have that ability to turn a little part, a little thing into like something front row, you know? So it's fun. Where are you at in Asia? I'm currently in the Philippines. I'm in Davao City right now. I've been in Asia 15 years, Drix Malone. That's a good name. I've been in Asia 15 years. I've been living in the Philippines since 2016. Got married, did all that, had 2 sons, recently separated, and now I'm a debaucherous. I'm 44. I'm a debaucherous single man again. You know, running trains and, you know, just being a naughty boy. But yeah, it's been fun. You know, it's been fun, very fun. So there is a dark side, you know, that I don't talk about on YouTube. And the fun side as well. But yeah, welcome. I went there a few months ago from the U.S. in Ohio and loved it. So now going back for at least 3 to 4 years. How old are you, brother? And if you're a responsible young man, I'll make you a mod. So now you have to come back. There you go, bro. But yeah, man. I'm glad you're here, though. But and you're like OG too, because I only started this channel in June, so you're like going to be one of my OG pals on the YouTubes. But yeah, man. So been here a long time, did all the things, know what it's like to be single and married, and yeah, lots of dating experience in the Philippines, and that's really what this podcast is mainly about. It's supposed to be a discussion panel with me and a bunch of ladies. If you check out my playlists, I got one playlist called The Men Are Speaking, and it's me and my buddy Jin. He's half black, so he's half Congolese, and half Filipino. His dad used to work for the United Nations, so he's lived all around the world. He was my co-host for a few episodes. Then there's another another playlist called The Screening Process, where I do like Fresh and Fit style discussion panels, so you can compare apples to apples. You can watch Fresh and Fit and whatever podcasts, and then you can watch mine, and then you can compare the girls apples to apples. There's a lot of nuance there. So when it comes to a mentor, cheat off the homework of those who are on top. Just saying. I fucking agree. 1 star. Yeah. So if anybody wants to go to Asia, I mean, I'm 44 years old. I came here at 30. You know, like, and I'm not here on a pension. I'll probably never see a pension. I'm the new school, and I'm about to become the old school, because the boomers are on the mortality cliff right now. I'm about to be the old school, but right now I'm still the new school. And if you want to know what's up, I'm your guy, you know? So you can leave me a voicemail at speakpipe.com/hobospeaks. There's a link in the description. And if I can play your question or your observations, thoughts, concerns, or critiques, I can play it on my channel and react to it. If you want to leave a, and I guess I'm wrapping it up too. If you want to leave a super chat, I am not monetized by YouTube, but you can leave one with the URL on your screen.
Joellen tipped $50.
That's fake. I just did that. But yeah, you can do that using the link on your screen or on the link in the description. That link also works when I'm not live. And then you can join the members only community. You go to asiabase.tv/members. Currently I use locals, but I will be building out my own platform that will be part of a coalition of other YouTubers as well. But for now you can sign up at asiabase.tv/members. And it's like, I jacked up the price, man, because I need the cash right now. It's $20 a month to be a member of that. I only have 2 other members, 1 or 2, you know, I've only started doing this in June, and I'm not a grifter. I know I sound like one. Currently homeless, by the way. You got to watch my previous streams to figure out where the fucking life I am. I went from making $20K a month with a blog, hobowithalaptop.com, the site's down now. But I went from doing that to just crashing and burning, lost my marriage, lost everything. So I'm rebuilding from the ground up, and this is basically documenting that journey. So the old saying, learn from other people's mistakes, is goofy. No, learn from other people's successes. I think both. What do you think about a Filipina that claims she's falling in love with you in a short amount of time? I'd say that you should definitely, I mean, right off the top, full of shit. Like, is she online? Don't do long distance relationships, man. Especially you, dude. You're like a younger guy. Like, how old are you again? I don't know if you said it already in the chat. You look like a younger guy. Dude, you're like a little stud boy. No homo, no homo. But like, come on, man. Come on. Water's warm. You do that shit in person. Yeah, exactly. 1 star says run. Most of the guys in this chat are expats here. I'm probably the youngest out of the group. Yeah, no, honestly, Drix, I do. I really do. And I can't wait, you know, like as time goes on, people get to know me a bit. But yeah, been around the block a few times, literally and metaphorically. But yeah, I guess, okay, you're 30. Dude, you're just like literally, I came around that time as well in my life. So find a way to make money online. Man, I wish my blog was still up, man. It got like, I had it on an expensive host, and then I didn't pay the bill, and then like it fucking went under, and it's a 20 gig file, so I couldn't just download it and store it, because Windows and whatever, you can only have 4.2 gigabyte files, and then if it gets to be bigger than that, you can't move it around. So I lost my entire website that was very successful for a while, and it had guides and resources to A, make money online, and then B, travel guide to the Philippines, travel guide to Thailand. Some of it's on the Wayback Machine, so I'm going to try to reconstruct it soon. I still own the domain. I'm going to start over from scratch with a new look and a new thing soon. You went there. Good. Yeah. So yeah. You mentioned that. You've already been there, done that. But I mean, like, there's some guys that are like, you know, I've been a passport bro for 3 months. Ask me anything, bro. It's like, you don't know fuck. You know, you're not going to know anything until you've been here. Like, I mean, even 3 years is still rookie shit. You know, like, you're still just like I'll see these guys, you know, I've been married for 2 years, you know, and they have that like prized pig facial expression. Like, you know, I made it. I didn't get screwed over. Yeah. Well, you know, I had a Filipino wife. We were together 8 years and I still got screwed over. So you're always going to be a beginner. Like, that's one thing about the Philippines is if you live in the Philippines, whether it's 3 days, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, you're still a beginner, you know. But, here's the deal. Have passive income, especially if you're younger. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, yeah. Passive income is how I did it. I was a consultant, and I had a big major deal with a major U.S. conglomerate before I came, and they actually flew me out to Thailand. And then I stayed. But yeah, after that, the money dried up. I crashed and burned for a while because I just didn't want to, I hated being up at night. I was a consultant. So then I started my blogging career, and it actually, like, within my first 3 weeks of blogging, I made $600. I was like, okay, shit, this is it. Next month was a couple grand. Then a month after that was a couple more grand than the previous month. And it just continued to snowball until it reached $20,000, $22,000, $24,000 a month. And then Google update changed everything, algorithm change. And on December 5th, 2022, I began the free fall. And then I lived on savings until now. And now I'm broke and missing a tooth. Lost my wife, lost my kids, lost everything, and I'm currently homeless. So that's where I'm at now. But I'm going to climb right back up, brother. I agree. That's why I'm researching for vets there for info. But 8 years, do you have videos about the experience? No, I don't. And then One Star says, don't marry, no kids, enjoy life. I mean, yeah, but, you know, I mean, One Star, you're, you know, like, there's a whole lot of black people in the world, you know, like Drix, I know that your race isn't threatened right now. And there's a whole lot of Filipinos in the world. And there's a whole lot of other people in the world, a whole bunch of things. Like the white people are going to not exist in 100 years. So if you're white, I think that the onus is on you to at least have 1 or 2 illegitimate children, you know, pull an Elon Musk, create a few single mothers if you have to, if you still want to be single. But I mean, like, we are like this, like the smallest minority on the planet, yet we're always shit on, like, you know, white toxic, blah, you know, like, okay, who else built a major civilization? So, you know, like there is a bit of that, like, you know, there's black power, black pride, there's Filipino pride, there's all this pride. But if you have white pride, then you're a white supremacist and you're evil. And it's like, no, I kind of feel like we're, you know, being pushed off a cliff, really. So if you're white, you should have some kids still. My kids are mixed race. That's my lot in life. I'm happy with that. But, you know, I mean, I think if you're white, try to have kids, right? I mean, off a cliff otherwise. I do want children sometime in the next few years, though. Yeah, and my last co-host on my show, when I was doing panel discussions in Palawan, when I still wasn't homeless, he's, like I said, he's Congolese and Filipino. It's a good mix. It's a good mix. Mike, would you agree you spent almost 3 years before you tried to solve your financial issues? No, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. Because it happened December 5th, 2022. And then a couple months later, I started to really see the free fall, but I had savings, so I was doing stuff. But I've been separated for 2 years as of February 2026. So I hit the bottle, and I just tore through anywhere between 3 to 12 girls a week. I never pay. And I was just dicking down the entire city of Puerto Princesa. In Palawan, you know, just dicking it down, bro, laying pipe for miles, and bars, pipe, every day, bars and pipe, and you know, I just crashed out, man. I mean, being a dad is the best job I ever had, and I was really good at it, like. I still watch old CCTV videos, and even just saying it is going to make me fucking do the chin thing. I still watch my kids on CCTV cameras, like the footage I have of us playing together. And if I could be a dad again to those boys, I don't want to just start a new family. You know, I want 4 more kids, but I want my sons back. And I want to fix the time that we've lost. We've lost 2 years, man. That is that's a century in kid years, you know? Like, so that was the best thing I ever, like, it was the only thing I was ever really good at. So yeah, it's 2 years, but I've been trying to dig up for it for the last half, you know, I mean, really it was like a year and a bit, that I just, all the pipe and bars, like I said. But I've been trying to dig out of this hole since last year, last December. That's when I started Philo Republic initially. And then I got my channel deleted a couple months later, a mistake that I actually made. And then I started over. I just waited. I was like, fuck it. I ran out of money again. So I started. But I bought all my equipment and stuff last December, I think. And I really started Philo Republic the November of 2024. So, no, I've been trying to dig out of this hole for a while. I mean, in that time, I also spent, before last time. So even before the first year of being single happened, I think I applied to 300 jobs in 9 months, and only two of my applications were actually read, and only one replied. So like, I've been trying to dig out of this hole, so I'm not a total retard. So I ignored the math. No, I didn't ignore the math. I would say that, as far as the marriage ending, Postpartum depression is a hell of a drug. There were other factors too, like, there are a lot of other factors, but I would chalk it up mainly to the stress of the money. But money changed things. Like, we would only argue the most terrible arguments when I had good money coming in. Her eyes turned green, bro. Like, I caught her like stacks, because I used to keep, like, I don't like banks, so I keep my, like, I store that shit in the walls, And I had an office den, which later became my studio, and I would store like stacks of cash. Like, I would always keep on hand about 500,000 pesos, and I found a leather bag under the crib. You open it up, and it's like she robbed a bank. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? And that was a few months before she left me. The money changed her. She wanted control of it. Like, we were going to buy land, and then we kept arguing because I had all this cash, and she's like telling me how she wants to spend it. I used to give her 3 hours a day, every other day. I'd watch the kids, and, she could just go out and spend money, do whatever she wanted to do. I had a cleaning lady and a nanny, sometimes 2 nannies, and just to help her out, somebody to cook food. She wasn't doing any of her female duties, like traditional gender role duties anymore. She was just completely, like, she was trying to be the pants. And it's like, she was never bright enough to do anything. Like, I gave her money all the time to start new businesses, which she never started. And it just got to a point where she was just like, her mom was seeding ideas into her head like a slow drip over the course of our relationship. We were married less than 2 years, but we were together 8. And her mom is the one that made us, like, we were content not being married. Her mom is the one that said, no, if you don't get married, we're not going to come. And that's one thing when you're looking at a girl, you really have to look at her relationship to her mother. Her mother treated my wife like leftovers. My mother-in-law put my wife into a beauty pageant. She became 2nd or 3rd place in that pageant when she was like 16 or 17. And then that mother proceeded to try to pass her off onto an old fat white porky pig retiree because he splashed a bit of money. When I first I was with my wife, like, we worked together online for a week or a year, and then we were together for a week in person. After that year, I came to meet her. And the first phone call she did on speakerphone saying, I think I found my forever person. And the first words out of her mom on speakerphone were, oh, cool, because we need a new fence around our 2nd parcel of land. It would be good if it was brick. And I just, from across the room, like, oh, so that's how it's going to be, like. So the mother-in-law was always a cunt, and that's just always the way it was going to be. And it was just in our time because my wife was the kind of daughter that always wanted to seek the approval of that, you know how that goes. So there's a lot of reasons why it fell apart. Did I cheat on her? No. Did I hit her? No. Was I a good husband? Yes. Was I a good father? Yes. It's just a long, convoluted story, brother. Okay, dang, man. Sorry to hear about the children. Couldn't imagine not being able to see my children. But you're one step ahead, not giving up. Keep going. And then 1 star says, and that was Drix. 1 star says, okay, let's talk about this. When you ask a female what a man's responsibility is, same answer, provide, protect, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and I did that. I did that quite well. And even when our marriage fell apart, because it was a couple months before that I told her the income dried up, she still wasn't having to work. Like, when we got together, like, she didn't work anymore. I did provide, I did protect, I did my role. So, yeah, I know that everybody's looking for a stink, but sometimes the girl, like, I mean, there is more to it, like red pill shit to it that, like, I ignored some of the signs. Like, I thought I was her 7th dick. And then I tricked her into writing a list on her phone within the last year of our marriage. And then she wrote a list, and it was 20. I was number 25. So her pair bonding ability, it was only a matter of time. Her microchip was broken, and I didn't understand that. What else was there? The Playboy logo tattoo. Like I said, I ignored some red flags. I was never going to put that on a stream, though. But, yeah, there's just some shit I ignored, man. So, ask her what a female's job is. Cook, clean, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. Like, you don't ask. You just watch. You just observe. Like I don't ask girls questions like that. I observe. And I don't give girls many chances. Like, yeah. I mean, even in my debaucherous evenings where I'll have a girl, like if I go to the bar and I pick up a girl that works at the bar, okay, if I am waiting until the end of your shift and then I'm taking you to even somewhere shitty like McDonald's out here, that's a upper crust establishment. But even then after that, and we get back to my house, and you're like, oh, I'm too tired to bang. It's like, get the fuck out. Put up or shut up. Get out. I've done that in the last week when I was in Palawan. So within this month still, I did that. Girl comes over. I wait to the end of the shift. I buy dinner. It was somebody I had been with several times before, but she thought she could pull that shit. And I'm like, nope. They want to yeah, exactly. Women want to subcontract 50% of their value. No, my wife did 100%. She even subcontracted without realizing it's something else too. So, no, man, no. Because I had a lot of ladies circling me when our marriage dried up. I was working out, like I was like, now I'm gangly with like a skinny belly, but like I was like pretty buff when we separated. And I think that was part of it too. I think she got like insecure. What if she wants to work unless she has my children? I'd want her to focus on the child instead. Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, she stopped work. Okay, so we were working together on my blog and stuff like that, and she was my VA. She was my virtual assistant. So, yeah. So she was my VA. And, I paid her a salary at that point. But then when we got together, it was just like, what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours, I guess, like, because that's how it is with girls. So she was still doing some work on Fiverr. She was making a few $100, a month, making pins for Pinterest for like other bloggers that do what I do. And then she was making mine too. And, she, I let her keep her money. But then one day she's like, I want completely separate finances. And I'm like, how about this? You just don't work anymore. I'm like, it's when I started to make, I think I was making 500,000 pesos a month at the time. And I'm just like, how about no? And then I put a baby in her. So it's like, if she wants to work, I mean, I like a girl that works, but I'll be honest with you, my preference, if a girl works, she's working on my business. I don't think I would date a girl that has another boss, male or female. I don't want, like, I'm the boss. And I know that sounds like, you can interpret that as toxicity on some level, but no, man, like I'm very generous. I mean, shit. It's just like, I'm not working around someone else's schedule. If I want to go to Thailand, I want to get on that plane. I want to go to Thailand. And if I say it on Friday, I want to be there by Monday. And I'm not waiting for you to fucking book your holiday 9 months in advance. I'm the boss. So no, if a girl wants to work, fine, but she's working with me. She's not working for somebody else. No, but it's a female hustle. Mike is saying it right now. The damn kid trap. Yeah, I know, man. The kid trap is right. Like, I don't know if you saw my death threats and stuff like that and what she said. Basically, no money, no honey. No money, no kids. No money, no access. And she's trying to do that. It's basically extortion, kidnapping, and under Philippines law, it would be financial abuse. Do you think you'll ever want to rekindle anything with her? Hell no. Never. She's one of the hottest girls I have ever had. And I had 8 wonderful years. Yeah, go ahead. That's cool. And, yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever go back there. Never. No. Especially because she hasn't even had one bright spot since we separated. It was literally, she became Knives Out. And it just never, not even for a moment was she, like, was there any levity or any, like, kindness at all. She's been nothing but evil, full evil. Like, I've never seen anybody maintain that mood for fucking 2 years, bro. No fucking way. To be honest with you, I'm going to have to actually take her off the board. Like the death threats, like I got another one on Christmas. On Christmas, it was, I need a divorce to get a job outside of the country. And it's like, what kind of job? Are you going to be a hua? Like, what kind of job do you need where you have to be divorced? Divorces are very expensive in the Philippines, and it's not really a divorce, it's an annulment. And then she's like, well, like, why are you stopping me from earning for my children? And it's like, do you realize if you leave the country, you're not taking the kids with you? And if you do leave the country, your kids aren't staying with your parents like you think they are. They're coming with me, and I'm getting full custody. And now that you gave me a death threat, thank you very much. Because now I can fucking, and then plus the no money, no kids thing, financial abuse, death threats, all that shit. She's lucky I don't put her in jail. And if they decide that she was going to go to jail, I would, okay. Well, do you want to press charges? Well, what do you guys think is best? Should she go to jail? Because if she does, I won't stop you. She's been trying to get me deported. Fuck her. So, yeah. Why buy the cow when the milk is free? That's where I'm at now. You know, but I do want 4 more kids. Call me an idiot. But, yeah. I'm very careful about the short kings thing. I'm very respectful of short kings because I think that, you know, guys that are, I mean, height doesn't make the man, and I think it's actually got to be really fucking hard because, like, I'm in the top 1%, you know, like physically and before financially and all. I mean, like, no one else, you know, even in America was making $20K a month. Come on, it's not a lot though, but it's a lot more than most. I was in the top, you know, whatever percentage of people, and like, you know, like I have candid conversations, you know, with girls and stuff, and I ask them what their preferences are, and I just feel so bad for guys that don't have the height. You know, having to Ron DeSantis that shit and put lifts in their shoes and shit. Like, I feel so bad because your measure of a man is just completely disposed of based on a filter on a dating app where it's only 6 feet and above. And even then, they choose 6'1" or 6'2" to be safe because they know the guy that's 5'11" is going to say he's 6 feet. Like, I've seen girls discuss this. I've heard them with my own ears. And it's like, if you're a shorter guy, like my pure empathy for you. So, cause like, man, how do you, like, you're just being removed from the bloodline and even what you're getting if you do get a girl. I mean, actually, if a short guy gets a girl, he's probably going to get a better girl than I would. For me, it's hard to see the forest for the trees, right? Cause I have an abundance. Yeah, she's acting like Spawn from hell. You're damn right. And I don't fucking understand it. But I really don't, you know, like our relationship was the envy of many. And I was riding high, really high during the pandemic and after the pandemic. I was on a whole other level. Everybody, all the women around me loved me for how I treated my wife. And they loved me for my physicality because I was in top form. And men wanted to be me. So I don't care how I don't care how I sound. It's true. I actually want 6 children so I can understand your point. This is Drix. But I'm in a bind since I'm 34 and want to still be young when my children graduate. But do women really want to do that? Well, women just, I mean, you know, you got to come here. Yeah, 1 star. You and I are going to be 2 peas in a pod. You know, like I'm 6'4" as well. And I throw it back in their face with small boob girls. Shut up, beach. Well, that's one of the things, man. Like, you know, like when I ask these girls all these preferences, you know, like on my show, I do it too. And then I'll be like, okay, like, you know, you ask them something where like, okay, then like, you know, you want a guy that's this tall. Do you want to step on the scale? You know, I don't own a scale anymore. But, you know, it's like, I mean, small boob, like, I mean, I think more than a handful is a waste in my own opinion because gravity always wins. And if they have too much, it turns into pancake and it doesn't take long. But like, for me, it's no ass girls. You know, like I always make the joke. It's even in the most recent clip that I have on my shorts page on YouTube. Women need to do more squats. I'm an ass guy in that way, and I like more than a handful is a waist on the upper side, and then on the lower side they gotta have an ass. And if they don't have that, I mean, a guy has to go to the gym for years to be in any kind of condition, any kind of shape. He has to condition. He has to have, you know, he has to be a certain way. I forget the word I'm trying to find. Not conditioned. Not responsible, like where he's strict with himself. He has to be, what's that word? But yeah, like it takes a lot for a guy to become a man, you know, like where he has the job, the career, the charisma, and the body that girls, like even mid girls chase. You know, like, but a girl can just like skip a few meals and then she's desirable. Like it's way more work to become a man, to get frame, as Rolo says. So, but yeah, I'm surprised the stream went to 2.5 hours, considering I led the whole thing without doing any videos or anything like that. And my average view duration is up. Not bad. Well, I appreciate everybody that's here, and I appreciate everybody that talked in the chat as well. That kind of is the lifeblood, you know, like I love to have co-hosts, or I love to have other people on the show. That's why I prefer doing discussion panels with Filipinas, because if you are coming to the Philippines, dating is going to be part of the equation, and you're going to need a podcast like mine to understand the nuances and the differences between ladies from the West and ladies in the Philippines. If you ever want to see me ever do a discussion panel podcast again, I do need your support to do that. You can do that by dropping a super chat or joining the members only community. Super chats
Present
look like
tip,
that.
$50.
If you do it during a stream, it'll look like that, but you can also do it off stream. Links are in the description. You can also consider joining the members only community, where I will actually, as time goes on, I will spend more time in the members only community, and I will actually do like live streams just for members. I actually do want to do some streams where I just chill, watch movies and drink beer and like chat with my friends, but I can't do that, or like listen to records and shit. I can't do that because it'll get a copyright strike on YouTube, right? But I can do that in my members only community. So if you ever want to shoot the shit, and we can just have a banter, you know, like every stream I do pretty much isn't Ask Me Anything anyway. So I don't know if I said it on this time around. If you want to leave a voicemail, you can do that at speakpipe.com/hobospeaks. Again, all links are in the description. And if you want to, you know, at least on some level, know when I'm going to stream, sometimes I'll announce it on Facebook. You can check out my link for Facebook as well in the description. Let's look at the chat. I'm sorry, but they better have big enough breastises to feed me and our kids. Ha ha ha. These young chubby girls are eating shit foods, and flat chested is out. Yeah, and chubby girls used to be the nice ones. You know, like when we were growing up, One Star. Oh, nice, brother. I got you with something. I'm wondering what that something is. But yeah, I remember when the chubby ones were the polite ones. You know, they would like do everything for you. They were like the sweethearts. They would pine away for you. They would love you long time, even before you even knew they existed. Now the chubby ones are fucking unapologetic for being ugly, and they're awful human beings. It's like they're drinking off that feminism hose a little bit more than the hot ones. It's absolutely bonkers. So yeah, but yeah, you guys, you know, it's not a run, or it's I don't know, what am I doing? It's not a sprint. I don't know, but anyway, it's a long journey, you know. I usually do streams. I started this one at 10:30 a.m. Manila time, and I've been going for 2.5 hours. 10:30 a.m. Manila time is my usual day. If I ever miss it, there's usually a good reason for it. If you look back at my schedule, it looks like I missed more days than I have because I've unlisted a few streams because I get a little too personal sometimes to put personal information online that I don't want the whole world to know. I did it once during this show, but I will probably leave this one up. It doesn't show me where to give a donation. Okay. Let's see here. I'll pull it up for you on the screen. And this is a good tutorial anyway, just for anybody who wants to know. Let's see here. Okay. If you go to, so I'm sharing my screen. If you go to Asia-based, so I'll start from scratch. Asiabased.tv/tip. Loading. It should forward it to streamelements.com/AsiaBasedTV/tip. That's what it should be. Are you seeing that on your screen? No fatties. Sorry, I can't do it on my worst day. I have, you know, like when I'm having a bit of a slow time, like there was one that used to come over, and it was always like, you know, like I was running a little low on the cash, and it's back when I was burning the midnight oil, doing most of my content, most of my videos and stuff that you see on the main page of the channel on the videos tab. And I was working a lot on that, and I wasn't really like eating very often. She saw one of my videos and she's like, dude, you need to eat. And I'm like, well, who would know better? No, she was a sweetheart. She just like, she'd start giving you the Hummer. And before you know it, it's been half an hour and your sheets are soaked because she just worships. Like bigger girls, they worship the D. They worship it. And some of the best hum I ever had in my life. And then she'd bring McDonald's too. So lovely girl. Lovely girl. So sometimes, you know, you just, you know, you get a little cushion for the pushing, you know, but these girls, you know, it's like during lean times, isn't it? Like, you know, in medieval times and during the Black Plague and whatever, didn't guys go after more curvy girls because it was like a sign that they'd be more likely to survive because clearly she's eating, you know? So, but maybe VJ, yeah, I know, like, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Like if you need talc powder to find the wet spot, then that's usually not, it's not the girl for me usually. But yeah, if one star says ew. Yeah, I don't know, Drix. Like, I don't know if you saw what I did there, Drix, but that's how it works. But you just go to asiabase.tv/tip, and it should take you to the spot. And then there's just there's the checkout there that you do with PayPal at this point. There's other ways too. There's a GCash address if you're in the Philippines. You know, there's one there. Then I've also got like there's other options as well. But PayPal should cover it. I mean, you can do credit card or PayPal, but with PayPal should cut it. I hate PayPal. I'm hoping that they are going to upgrade me to doing Stripe on Stream Elements. I'm just waiting for that. Oh, nice. You're doing it right now. There you go. I'll stick around just so you can get the magic coin fly on the screen if you want. But yeah, man, it's, you know, first time through the door. And I honestly think too, like, I've been very fortunate. You know, like, I think that there's some people here who did their very first super chat ever in life. And it was for me. And you have no idea how that, like, what that feels like. You know, not only is it one, it's also maybe the first one you've ever done. Because I have a feeling I'm the first for a couple people. But, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, man. Wow, it's been a long one. It's the most concurrence I've had at one time since I've ever started streaming, really. I mean, you get waves. You get waves of like 20, 25 people, but they usually don't stick around. But, yeah, let's switch the camera angle here. I figure I'll be out of here in the next 5 minutes. Got to get some food. Although Chris has my cash, I think, so I think I'll be waiting. He was supposed to be here today for this. But it is what it is. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, man. Just looking at my soundboard, queuing up some shit. But yeah, man. I'm going to have a little bit more caffeine. I'll chill for another few minutes. Can you put that back up again? I couldn't find the website, Asia-based TV. Now. Oh, really? It's so random. Yeah, I'll just throw a link in the chat, man. I think it'll be clickable. See, now this is one of those things I should probably hire someone to be in the chat while I'm doing it, so we can go through, we can read the chats, but then if there's any tech support, I'll have a lady there. It'll have to be a lady. I got a thing for virtual assistants. Every time I've ever had a virtual assistant, I fall in love. I fall in love with them. But oh, he says, "Law, my bad." Later, everybody. Super funny chat. Y'all grab the sixes, and I'm a holdout for the hotties. Nah, man, you should see my last wife. I use images that look like her, but I can't use an actual photo of her likeness. But if you look at my Vok pictures, the thumbnails of the girl there, or you look at the girl and the headline of my channel, on the background of the headline, pretty much a spitting image of what my wife looked like. Like my wife had a Jessica Alba vibes. So no, man, I did good. Ingat. What's Ingat? I'm not gonna. I don't know. Is Ingat an acronym? Or is it a typo? What is an Ingat, my friend? But take it easy, 1 star. As always, thanks for stopping by. I'll probably be heading out in the next 3 minutes myself. Oi, 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 oi. Oh.
Drix Malone tip $25. Here's to supporting your comeback. Keep going.
Boom. Boom, buddy. No, I think you're one of the first that's done it through the spinny coin thing. I think everybody else does it GCash. Thanks, brother. Honestly, Drix, glad you stopped in. Glad you came into our saloon. And I hope to see you on more streams. Obviously, I'm not going to, you don't have to do that every time that you come in. But you're nice to chat with. And to me, that's really what I like the most. So thanks very much, guys. I guess if anyone's got any last and final words, I'll get her in the chat. Oh, Ingat is take care. Ah, what language? And Jessica Alba is fire. She is. My girl was actually hotter than her, and I'm not being biased. She was hotter than Jessica Alba, in my opinion. Yeah, Drix, man. Damn right. All you guys have been good to me, though. One way or the other. Because how do I fill this time? If I didn't have my boys to talk to fill the time, then Drix came in at the very end, right? So, you guys, you get a hat tip for that too. Damn, that sounded nice. It did. And I think the best thing to do is to run out while the iron's still hot. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't even speak now. Thank you very much, Drix. I'll definitely be back again. I have to learn some more from y'all, especially before I go back to Dumaguete. That's where you're gonna go. I keep notes on people that talk in the chat. I keep a list. And I check it twice. No, anyway. Yeah, man. I'm going to make note of that too. Dumaguete. There's a lot of guys in Dumaguete. Yep. Oh, see, Breezy here. He's flying in Dumaguete in 3 weeks. He's going to be there a while. He's going to take off, and then I believe it was you, Breezy, that's going to come back in September, and that is a one-way ticket that you're going to do in September. But you're coming in 3 weeks to Dumaguete, and then you're going to go back. I forget when. But then you're going to come back in September, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, so Dumaguete. Lots of guys in Dumaguete. I think Castaway Drift is in Dumaguete. No, I'm going there to live. Oh, okay. Oh, you were interviewed there by Maya. That was the other guy. I'm sorry, Breezy. I'm sorry, man. It's tough. But the fact that I even remembered that at all. But before I put my foot in my mouth anymore... Thank you very much, everybody. My name is Michael Fluke. It's not my real name, but that's what you can call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. You've been watching Asia-based TV, coming to you live from the corner of Quezon and Rojas in Davao City in the Philippines. The Philippines. If you want to leave me a voicemail, you can do so at speakpipe.com/hobospeaks. If you want to leave a super chat or join the members-only community, you can find the links in the description. And I guess that's a wrap, everybody.
We love you. You're very special.
I'm gonna come.
I'll see you everybody later, all right? Let me switch the modes real quick now and get the fuck out of here. Thank you for stopping by. I love you. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Manila time. And until then, take care.